Orange Lounge Radio. With your hosts, Dark Sakura, Sky, and Loki.
As more summer conventions have come and gone, more details about our favorite games have come to light. More rumors confirmed, more plot points teased, and more availability of our favorite classics. The theme of this week is more, and we'll tell you about all this and more on the show where every gamer has a voice. Orange Lounge Radio.
Hello, my friends out there on the internet, and welcome back to another week of the show where every gamer has a voice. It is Orange Lounge Radio live on this July the 27th, 2014, with the 561st episode of our show. My name is Rob Roberts, here to talk with you about video games, gaming culture, and the gamer lifestyle over the next few hours with my co-hosts. Unfortunately, not here tonight, Dark Sakura. Dark Sakura is a little bit sick, and she's trying to rest up tonight, so she can be all better to go back to work tomorrow. But I do have here in studio Tech Master Loki.
Hello.
Hey, Loki, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah, you know what's weird is that I'm feeling a little bit sniffly, too. I don't think it's anything like contagious. I wouldn't worry, but it's just, yeah, this is weird. Something in the air. It's like a summer sinus infection or something. I don't know. I hope not. I shouldn't curse myself like that, but bleh. So
just the dry air. I don't know.
Yeah, you're the one with kids. You're the one that's supposed to always be sick.
And I am sometimes.
Maybe I'm just getting delayed con play.
I get like random fevers every now and then. Like earlier this week, I'm like, why am I dizzy? Wait, I have a fever. Why do I have a fever? I'm not even sick. That's weird.
Well, I was really surprised I didn't come back from Gamer X2 sick, because like every convention you come back sick. That's to be expected, but I don't unless I've been fighting this off for like 2 weeks. This is a while ago now, which, by the way, I want to give a cheap plug to the Voice of Geeks Network, where we do tape live every Sunday night at 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern, right after the Bobby Blackwolf show. VogNetwork.com, that's VOGNetwork.com, and over at VogNetwork.com, not only are there lots of other great shows that you can hear about all different things geek, all over the spectrum, movies, gaming, anime, what have you. We also occasionally have some other things posted as well. We have a great TV reviews section of the website that's done by John and his posse over at Critical Myth. But we also we started to dip our toe into the water of video coverage thanks to our pal Eddie from Starboard Power Coupling, which is another show on the network all about Star Trek. They actually call it Starboard Power Coupling, the Star Trek podcast you hope doesn't fail. And that's a joke. If you've ever watched Star Trek, I'll let that one simmer for the ultra nerds in the room. But Eddie over there, very talented video guy, and he offered to come to GamerX and shoot some things. And even he was like, Rob, you should get up and do some interviews. And I was like, no, I feel fat, I don't want to be on camera, all that stuff. But he really encouraged me, and he put together some really great little YouTubes that we have up at VogNetwork.com that you can check out. And it's, if you are having trouble finding it, I don't know how, because it's the first image that comes up. You see that infamous cosplay of the two gals from GamerX who did the Too Hard to Render cardboard boxes where they're all in black, right? With all the Assassin's Creed propaganda. Just click on that, and it's going to take you to all the videos, which early in the week we just had like a little 5-minute montage, but now there's a bunch of interviews that I did with some various cosplayers, some other podcasters, like our pal from GameBuoy.org, Captain... Excuse me. I told you I was sick. Horrible radio. Radio guy's worst enemy, sorry. Captain Spike from GameBuoy.org and Jonko from Koopa Club, among some cosplayers. So you can check that all out again at VogNetwork.com. So, I'm hoping we get to do more video coverage later, but big props and thanks to Eddie again for that. Let's talk a little bit about video games. So before we get into how was your gaming week and the types of video games that we've been playing this week, let's talk a little bit about Comic-Con, because Comic-Con's on everybody's minds right now. And obviously, there's a lot of general geek stuff. We don't get into a lot of the, who am I kidding? We go on tangents all the time on non-geek stuff. So let's do another one real quick. What are some of the really cool things you've seen come out of Comic-Con so far?
Well, the last cool thing I saw that come out of Comic-Con was the trailer for Mad Max, which is pretty sweet.
I like the Batman and Superman thing.
Yeah, I'm not so like I know they had that leaked shot showing like I guess some like armored Batman thing. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't seen Ben Affleck.
Well, it's from one of the comics. There's a leaked thing.
Yeah,
out there.
I saw that, but I kind of want to see the trailer. I'd be curious to see.
You know, everybody hated the idea of.
I don't hate the idea.
This is really bad, Loki. Keep talking. I gotta get water. Live radio, everybody.
No, I don't hate the idea of Ben Affleck being, Bruce Wayne or Batman. It's just I haven't seen how it looks yet, so I don't know what kind of Batman to expect. I mean, because there's been a whole gamut of Batmans in movies, from campy to, gritty, I guess. And so I don't know where he falls into the spectrum of that. And I think even coming off of, the last 3 movies where you have just like, the really dark Batman, it's like, I mean, anything different than that's kind of like, what? Because, was it when they're doing the Joel Schumacher, films, and even like the Burton stuff, it's very different, I guess.
I like the Christian Bale Batman. I did, despite the whole, crime dog McGruff, or what was that guy? Only you can prevent crime. Take a bite out of crime. That was kind of Batman in the new movies. So despite all of that, he was one of my more favorite Batman portrayals. I'm hoping Ben Affleck is a little more like that, or Michael Keaton, because nobody liked the idea of Michael Keaton doing Batman either, and he was great. I think probably the best one they had. And a little less George Clooney.
Yeah.
But George Clooney, that was more the fault of the movie than necessarily George Clooney. But speaking of Batman, one of my very favorite things to come out of Comic-Con, the announcement of the 60s series on Blu-ray. And they actually had the old stars out parading to promote it, which was awesome.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah. I still would. I mean, he's so old though now. Like I saw, like they showed like a shot of like Adam West. I'm like, oh my god, he is so old now.
He's 83, I believe I read.
But I would have loved to like see like a superhero show where it's just like, it's like they've took the villains and the superheroes from like the 60s show and just threw them into like modern day. They have like almost like Austin Powers. Like they have no concept of like the future and like reality and stuff, and like their schemes are just really lo-fi and just kind of cheesy and stupid.
Some could, you know what? Julie Newmar was there too. The OG Catwoman. I mean, obviously there was a few others too: Lee Merriweather, Eartha Kitt, but Julie Newmar was there. And I know this is going to sound really weird, you guys, but just hear me out for a minute. She looks great for like 82 or however old she is. She's like really gorgeous for 82. I mean, obviously she's old, but she's still like rocking those. This is awful. Rocking those dresses with a plunging neckline and all that stuff. I mean, like, you go.
And nowadays the neckline really has to plunge.
You ass.
Let's see. What other things did I see out of there? I mean, I don't know. Like I had the intention of watching like the Marvel live stream and stuff, and then it started, and it was so boring. Like they were just talking about like their toy line and product, and I just didn't fucking care. I just wanted to see like panels and like movie stuff, and I don't know, stuff that's interesting. But it just was really boring.
The one thing everybody's talking about is the whole Wonder Woman redesign. Quickly, what'd you think about that?
I don't know. I didn't really look that closely.
I didn't think it was bad at all. Like, I was not expecting the whole red and blue jumpsuit 70s Linda Carter look. Like, I knew that they were not going to go with that type of look, so that they were going to kind of make it a little more edgy. So I don't hate it, but the fact that it's all brown and the way it looks, she really does look like Xena Warrior Princess. You know what I mean? Like all she's missing, if she had the little chakra instead of the sword, like she would look like Xena Warrior Princess.
Supposed to be an Amazon? I mean,
yeah, I mean,
so I guess
it's not bad. Now I love Xena, so it's not bad. But it's just I was surprised they didn't try to incorporate a little bit of red and blue into it. But I guess all right, whatever.
What I thought was kind of neat was the actually no, I don't think it's neat now that I think of it. I don't know. I guess I don't know if they're trying to refresh everything or if they're just trying to like, I don't know. What's up with, making, not making Thor a woman, but like changing the character to a woman. I guess it's not changing, but a new person is taking over, as Thor, a woman. And then they also have, the new Captain America and stuff. It's almost like, now I don't have a problem with them changing up characters like that. It's just, to me, it feels like they're doing it to like, we need to be more diverse. We need to be more diverse. It's like they're playing the diversity card versus like it makes sense in the story. And it very well makes sense in the story since I don't read it, so I don't know. But it just seems like, we're playing diversity card here.
To be fair, they do need to be more diverse. To be fair. I mean, it does. When they do it all at once, when it's like a once and everything goes,
that's a little
I
weird.
can kind of see where it gives that impression where it's like, all right, but I mean, the comic book world kind of needs this, so I'm okay with it. It's not abnormal for multiple characters.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not okay
Robin
with it.
had 4 different
it just
Robins.
seems kind of obvious. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, this makes sense. Like, oh, we could have seen this coming. It's just kind of like strange. I don't know.
I'm very curious to see how all those changes affect the movie and game universe, although I kind of think they won't right away. Maybe the game universe a little sooner than the movies. I don't think the movies are going to change any casting or anything.
I saw someone had mentioned, was it in the trailer for the new Lego Batman game, they had, was it Superman and Wonder Woman were dating in there, and they also had their the new 52 outfits on. So that's kind of cool that they're already adapting that kind of stuff into the game world already.
Yeah. And there's always different comics going on too. I think that's one thing that I don't profess to know a lot about comics. Unfortunately, Jamie isn't here. She's probably the heaviest reader of comics out of all of us. But my understanding is there's all these different storylines across all these different comics. Like there isn't just like one Batman comic. There's a lot of different comics that have Batman in them, and all these different stories, new, old, and so forth, that go on kind of all at the same time. So, usually these big, like the whole Archie getting killed thing, right? You heard about this? Archie's going to get killed off.
Yeah, I saw that.
But that's not it's not like a high school shooter is taking him out or anything. It's this new Archie, this different storyline they have, the new Archie, where I think like in one, it's like this universe thing.
But he did get shot.
In the new
Yeah,
Archie, yes.
yeah.
But there's still other comics for Archie that exist where I think he's
come on. Archie fought zombies at one point, so come on. It's not like it's we can't take it that seriously. I mean, and obviously, and here's the other thing too. It's a comic book. Doesn't mean he's going to stay dead. I mean, fuck, they've killed Superman off one time, probably multiple times. One time that at least I have the issue for, but he came back. I mean, it's whatever. It's for publicity. Because, seriously, who gives a fuck about Archie comics right now? Most people probably don't.
I love Josie and the Pussycats.
But,
That's my favorite.
Okay, but seriously, but now, that this makes headlines. And, oh, fuck, I used to love Archie, when I was a kid many, 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 many years ago. I'm going to read this now, and then he comes back. I mean, so
Archie's also been usually pretty progressive as far as comic books go. Like he was one of the first that incorporated a gay character into this main storyline. So, for that, I appreciate it. Anyway, all right, so people are going to be like, I thought this was a video game show. Look, we do tangents all the time. Let's talk about video games at Comic-Con, because it does seem like they're becoming more and more and more prevalent. Like, usually when Comic-Con season comes around, I have friends that go, and I'm kind of like, oh, yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. I think I'd like to go someday, but I don't really feel like I'm missing anything. Like, I can kind of read about it on the internet or whatever, but like this year I'm starting to feel like I really feel like I'm missing things, because sorry, guys, I have like hiccups and all this going on at the same time. I'm very sorry. I feel like I'm missing things. Like Nintendo's done all this like streaming, and they've done some announcements at the Comic-Con. There's been other game companies, showing their games there.
New Smash Brothers characters announced? Because I didn't pay attention.
I don't think there were new characters announced, but they were definitely showing like more of like the game interface and more of the game itself. I think they announced stages.
I think they're talking more like the 3DS version this time around.
Well, yeah, because that's out sooner rather than later.
Yeah, true.
So, why do you think Comic-Con is getting more and more game content?
Well, I think it's it's spun off into more of just like entertainment and almost like consumerism, just because, it all ties in very well together. You have comic books, you have toys, and, the licensed properties. So you have toys, TV, it's just it all kind of melds together, pretty much anything that you're going to be buying stuff from. Of course, you're going to want to see, this video game, that might tie in with this. Now, why Nintendo is necessarily at Comic-Con, that I don't understand entirely, but whatever, they're there. Cool. But, like, definitely I understand, the tie-ins with, like, Disney Infinity, they're showing off the Marvel stuff there. They announced their collector's edition, the release date of the 23rd. Don't know where we heard that before, and just like a bunch of other things like that. So it's I understand that stuff just because they were showing off even like toys and all sorts of stuff like that.
I will say the other thing that I really dig that's coming out of Comic-Con is superhero-related sales. Because PlayStation Network having a big sale right now. I don't know if Microsoft is, but I know on PlayStation Network, I just picked up before the show tonight for $18. $18. I got the Injustice Ultimate Edition and Lego Marvel Superheroes for $18 on PlayStation 4. Like Injustice Ultimate Edition is like $8 for PlayStation Plus subscribers, and Marvel Ultimate Heroes or whatever Lego is $10.50 or something like that. So I was like, yeah, sales. I'm liking how Sony's trying to kind of do their own sort of Steam sales as of late. They've had some really deep discounts on the service.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. Let's see.
I'm looking at our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com because, again, we do tape live on Sunday nights right after Bobby Blackwolf at the vognetwork.com. Wyland says, I took advantage of that sale. And Tech 2030 says, I got Injustice on Vita for $4.20. $4.20. Wyland says, Injustice for $8 is a steal. I know. I can't wait. I haven't played it at all. So I'm really excited about it, actually.
And plus, you get all the...
And your stream is not skipping. I still have hiccups, which is the worst enemy of somebody trying to do live radio, so I apologize.
And you have all the extra characters in there, too. So
yeah, exactly. Cool. Scorpion and all that stuff, right? That'll be fun. Yeah. So, all right. I guess that's going to do it for our Comic-Con talk for now. I'd like to still go in a future year. We'll cover some of the news that came out of the expo a little later on in the show. Let's get into how was your gaming week and the types of video games that you've been playing this week. Loki.
All right. I only play a couple things. I played, the Destiny beta, at least very, very minimally. I literally played just the first level, and that's it. It was after I got done playing our weekly Call of Duty match and stuff. I was like, you know what? I have, I know the beta's going on right now. I'm going to, jump in and see, what I can play before I have to go to bed here. And so I played through the first, set of missions or whatever before you get to kind of like a little hub world type thing. And it was cool. I don't know. I like it. I'd probably have to adjust some of the settings, as far as movement speed and stuff. But it seemed to be, kind of fun, and I enjoyed it. Even Ghost didn't seem that, annoying as far as the voice work and stuff. It seemed fine to me. So, and I have, because I only played it on PlayStation 3. I thought it looked good on PlayStation 3 even. So, I don't know. It was pretty cool. Would I pick it up when it comes out? Maybe. I don't know. It's definitely a game I'd look at for the next, for the holiday. But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't want to dedicate to myself to like an MMO because it's a time.
Oh, now Loki, we just got into this on Bobby's show. It's not an MMO though because you're not. It's not persistently massively.
It's online, and they keep adding new missions to it. That's pretty much like an MMO. Okay, it
has MMO elements. We'll say that.
Whatever. And then I played one stage of Mario Kart 8 because I was actually passing by a kiosk at GameStop, and I wanted my son to try it, but he was chickening out, so I got to play a track in it. I don't even remember which track it was. It was like some beachside town thing, and so I played that, and it was pretty cool. I dig it. It looks very nice, and actually, since I haven't really played anything on the Wii U, the controller I wasn't too. I thought it was pretty comfortable. It wasn't like I thought at first, the joystick, the analog sticks above the buttons. That's going to be really strange, but it wasn't actually that bad. So I don't know. Maybe I'm still looking at picking up a Wii U maybe at some point in 2015. But I don't know if I end up getting one earlier. Mario Kart definitely be something I'll purchase with it. So we'll see.
We still don't know what kind of sweet holiday deals they might do. Not even necessarily a price drop, but maybe like game inclusions and things like that.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have like a bundle, probably like Smash Brothers or something.
That seems like a given. Maybe a special color or something for Smash Brothers, like a red Wii U or something.
I don't know. Yeah. And then I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 a little bit. So I did that.
Great question from Tech2030 in our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com, who asked, can Destiny be played offline single player?
No.
I don't think so, no. I think because I noticed it tries to connect to the server when you're playing. I was having problems playing earlier today, and it actually kicked me out. But they warned everybody. They said, we're doing some tests today, and you might get a lot of disconnects. It's a beta, deal with it type of thing. And sure enough, I got disconnected, and I could see that it kept trying to connect. I couldn't do anything when I wasn't online. So,
I'm pretty sure that's online only, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. There might be some people that feel very strongly anti-Destiny because of that, and that's understandable. But they have worked a lot of multiplayer elements into it, so...
It would be cool if they treated it like kind of like Fable or something like that, where you could play offline by yourself, but if you want to join other players, you have to be online connected or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, I think it is online only. And that's it. That's all I played this week. Hopefully, I will be playing more stuff this week because we've got our, company game summit thing, and we have publishers coming out, and I get to play stuff.
That'll be fun.
Maybe. I don't know. Each year they bring less and less, so probably, I'm guessing, because Tecmo Koei always brings something, so I'm guessing I'll play Samurai Warriors 3 Ultimate. I'm guessing they'll bring out. 'Cause I think that's really the only upcoming game they have. That and Samurai Warriors 4.
All right, well, that's cool because not a lot of people get to get those sneak peeks, so I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on that. My gaming week, real quick, and sorry, you'll have to deal with my hiccups a little bit. I'm trying to drink water really fast while Loki's talking, and unfortunately without Jamie here, it's only the two of us. So I have to deal. But I've been playing the Destiny online beta like Loki did for a little bit, but I played a lot more. In fact, I actually hit the max level you can in the beta, level 8. So that was pretty cool. I also was able to play on Saturday when they were doing the stress test at 2 o'clock, and the way they guaranteed that they get as many people online as possible was that they opened up a new single-player level for only 2 hours.
And they also opened up the beta to everybody.
Oh, yeah, just before, they did. So they did open up to beta to everybody, and they opened up the extra levels, so they had the moon level. So sadly, I thought that might mean they upped the level cap as well, but they didn't, unfortunately. So I was only able to play that one level on the moon, but that was still really cool.
Did they have the music?
From DuckTales?
Yeah.
No, I wish. That would have made it even more. I kind of want to take my PlayStation 4 footage, because you know it records, and put the DuckTales theme behind it. I think it would have made it even more epic. Yeah. But the music in Destiny's great. It's really, you know, it's very high intensity in some places, and, you know, kind of more ambient when it needs to be. It's very well done, which makes the staffing changes at Bungie even more interesting, considering how good the music is. Didn't really touch a lot of PvP after last weekend because I just didn't like it. But I like the PvE stuff a lot, and I had a good time. I was playing with friends on a Saturday on the moon, and the nice thing about that stage is it's one of the first ones I can remember where you can take someone else's vehicle, and the vehicles actually fire, like some of the vehicles in Halo did. So you can actually attack enemies using the vehicle. So that was kind of fun to drive around and shoot things with those lasers. Yeah, and then you go to this temple on the moon and you go inside, and that was basically it. Because they only had the one story mission. You could not go anything past the one. So, but that was still neat to be able to see that and experience the beta. And, you know, I talked about it at length last week, so I don't have a whole lot else to add. Except that I am convinced now I will buy the game when it comes out, for sure. I will pre-order it very soon here, probably from... I don't usually believe in pre-ordering games, but I'll probably just get it on Amazon or something where, you know, I usually buy my games and it'll just show up here on release day. Because I'm too old to start to do the midnight releases and all that stuff. I really don't get any value out of that for me. So, yeah, Destiny. Otherwise, I've been playing some older games. Well, Final Fantasy 14, that's a given. Although, I quit my raid group this weekend, so I'll probably be playing a lot less 14. Nothing dramatic. I don't know, the fight, we were really banging our head against the Ramu Extreme, you know, over and over and over again. I wasn't having a lot of fun. I like the guys that I was playing with, and sometimes girls too, that I was playing with.
But doing 11?
What? I didn't stop doing 11. My account's still active. I haven't been playing it actively, but I've been trying to log in a couple times a week to get my little login points, but I probably will play 11 a little bit, but now the pressure is really off of me in 14 to really like gear up my character and be the best that I can be and all that. And so I can really just enjoy the game at a leisurely pace, which is how I kind of want to do it, because I really am falling behind in other games because I keep playing too many MMOs, which I love MMOs. I'm not going to apologize for the fact that I play a lot of them in my spare time because that's what I choose to do, but there are a lot of single-player games I'm falling behind
know.
on.
You haven't played any Grand Theft Auto 5.
I haven't. Well, now I can legitimately say I'm waiting for that PlayStation 4 release, because why not at this point, right?
Oh, I'm waiting for that PlayStation 4 release.
Tech 2030 in chat asks, wait, is 11 free to play? No, it is not.
God, if it was, I would be playing it. Well, not now, but I would have been playing it earlier today.
You can catch the whole thing, like the whole collection on Steam.
Like $5
or
man.
Amazon download games pretty cheap when there is a sale going on. So I recommend keep an eye out for that, because you get a free month with that if you're at all interested in 11. But remember, 11 is a very different game. 11 is more EverQuest. 14 is more WoW. There's a big, big difference between the way those games are set up. Just be prepared for it. Excuse me. Why won't these hiccups stop? What did I do to deserve this? Now I'm going to get all these comments in chat. Just try holding your breath. Just try being upside down. I can't. I'm trying to do a radio show. Anyway. Older games I've been checking out this week. I played Dead Island. Very random, right? But Steam was doing a Dead Island weekend where it's like free to play. I already own the game because I think there was like a Deep Silver bundle thing, Humble Bundle.
Yeah, there was. I probably have that actually then.
I picked that up, but here was my bright idea. I said, if that's the game they're doing a free weekend on Steam and it's a deep discount and all this stuff, then there's going to be a lot of people trying to get the trading cards. So I'm going to activate all my trading cards by playing the game. And then I'll get some booster packs, which that strategy worked horrifically. I have not gotten any booster packs from Steam, so that's the last time I tried that big idea. But I did get a chance to kind of go back and revisit Dead Island. Honestly, guys, I know I talked about the sequel a lot on OLR, and I was not really a big fan. But this was the first time I played the Dead Island, the original, on PC as opposed to a console. And I do like controlling it a lot better in the whole keyboard and mouse environment and some of the controls. So I did enjoy that a lot more. But Dead Island just kind of isn't a game that really does it for me. I mean, there's a lot of ideas and things I like about it. I like that it's open world. I like that it's kind of like the RPGS stuff, but for me it gets really repetitive really fast, which sounds horrible to say because I know they have a variety of weapons. I know they have all these different ways you can combine
I
weapons.
don't even think that's bad to say, because look at Dead Rising. I get bored with that game too, and that game looked fantastic. And I even went out with I'm going to pick up the one that's basically it's the off the record or whatever, and this is going to be, it's got like a sandbox mode. You can just do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about anything. And it was so boring. I'm like, how is this game so boring? I love the first, when I played the demo, I loved the demo so much.
I felt very
so
similar.
Boring.
I felt very similar about it. You know what I think it is, Loki? I think, I don't know how many people I speak for with this, but I think we're just kind of over zombie games. I'm over it. Zombie game, just the zombie fascination in general. I'm over it. But then again, the new Dead Island game, actually, when I was seeing the little preview at E3, I was like, oh, that does look really pretty and it looks fun. But I worry it's going to suffer from the same thing as the first. Just because it's prettier doesn't mean it's going to suddenly hold my interest. So we'll see. I'll still approach it with an open mind whenever it comes out. So there was that, and I also, much thanks to my partner Alan and my roommate Shane, their coercion, I've gone back and tried a BioWare classic, Dragon Age, which I'd played a little bit before on PC, but my old PC really couldn't handle the damn game. And you might remember I got my PC upgraded not that long ago, so I'm trying it again. And it's a lot. What's weird, I tried it on my PC and I tried it on PlayStation 3, and I kind of see the perks to both. I kind of enjoy lying on the couch in a cooler room like the living room is with the controller in my hand playing it. I like that. But there's also a lot of graphical hiccups and frame skips that I see in the PlayStation 3 version. So now I have to kind of decide which one do I want to play further. Do I want to play PC or PlayStation 3? I think I'm going to go with PlayStation 3 just because it's a more comfortable environment for a game that supposedly I'm going to sink hundreds of hours on. But we'll see. I do like the way the PC one looks, though.
I kind of been thinking about going back to Skyrim.
Have you?
I'm going to get stuck in there. Because once you play Skyrim, you don't just play for a little bit. You play for several hundred hours.
I'm surprised they never did one more last hurrah DLC for Skyrim, but I guess...
They don't need to. Man, shit, on like PC, there's so much stuff that you can get for free.
Anyhow, Fifth Dream in chat says, I got notification that Dragon Age Inquisition is coming out November 18th, 16th. Can't remember, but it's nice to have a date.
18th.
It got pushed back, too. That was, I don't think it's in our show roll, but that was some news that came out.
It was originally on October 7th.
Yeah, they had to
the $300 day.
Yeah, they pushed it back 6 weeks to finish the tweaks on it. Hopefully that gives me enough time, because this is the exact same thing that happened with Mass Effect 3. I got into the series right before 3 came out. So I played 1, I played 2, and by the time I was ready to play 3, like the game was only like a week old. So I was able to play 3 and enjoy it, and even experience that first ending that everybody hated. So I got to experience that before Extended Cut was out. So it seems like the same thing is happening with Dragon Age. I don't know. Let's just hope Dragon Age Inquisition has a great ending. We'll see.
I'm glad that they delayed a game that they thought wasn't finished.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was Battlefield, which was probably the more surprising of the two, honestly.
Yeah, Battlefield... I guess they needed more time on that.
Yeah.
It's probably, I don't know.
Hey, anything to avoid the fuckery of the first one, right?
That is true. But at the same time, they would just probably have a lot of stuff coming out around the same time, and it is smarter to move it to a slower period where they can get more sales out of it. That's what they did with Mass Effect 3, where it came out in March. I mean, so it makes sense. Yeah, because literally it was on the 7th, they had so many games coming out. They had, at one point, it was Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, Alien Isolation, NBA 2K15, NBA Live 15, Dragon Age Inquisition. God, I want to say that there was also... Oh, God, what was the other game? There's another Namco RPG.
This isn't that... Tales of Xillia 2? Is that out that day?
No, Xillia 2 is...
That's out sooner. That's like the end of this...
August.
Yeah. But anyway, this isn't too surprising, though, because once you kind of get over Labor Day, like the summer is usually a little bit of a drought, but once you start to get to the end of August and Labor Day, that's when the holiday season's really beginning. I mean, it really is beginning there, and it's just all the games getting out to be on shelves come Black Friday.
And there's still plenty that they keep adding crap in there, and there's also a lot of stuff right now that's still to be announced date-wise that, could still fall in there somewhere.
Yeah. Tech 2030 in our chat says, February, March seems to be a big 2 months for games nowadays. Tomb Raider and BioShock Infinite both released around that time in 2013. Yeah, I think people are finding that people want to play games year-round just like they want to see movies year-round.
February...
Movies, big summer movies are coming out in March now. Like the typical summer movies are coming out like March and April now, and they're doing just fine.
Well, March is usually the end of the financial year for a lot of companies, and fourth quarter is the other big thing. So that's why they push those.
And next year in February in movies, 50 Shades of Grey, the movie, the trailer just released this week. That's going to be huge because I'm going to go see it just because I love bad movies. I love John Waters movies and cult movies. I love bad movies. 50 Shades of Grey is going to be hilarious.
It's going to be intense.
Very intense.
It's intense. That's the adjective of the book.
Even the trailer. I love the Beyonce Crazy in Love remix that they used in the trailer, don't get me wrong. But in my head, all I could hear while I was watching the 50 Shades of Grey trailer was the American Horror Story theme song. Have you ever heard that song? Like, boom, boom, boom. Like it's just like all this like noise. That's all I could hear was like creepy stalker music.
I haven't watched that yet. I should really do that.
Oh God, it's especially the Coven is hilarious. Like it's just like camp. But the first and second season are pretty scary.
I really like Zachary Quinto though. So
me too. But
he's
probably
awesome.
We probably like him in different ways. I'm thinking, Logie.
he's just such a. I'm sorry. It's like I fell in love with him as an actor, like with Siler. It was just fucking great character.
Yeah.
And seriously, one of the best parts of Heroes until they decided to say poop on Heroes and.
For me, it was so notorious, but I mean, probably two people out there even know what the fuck I'm talking about with that. So whatever.
Yeah. I think I know what that's about.
That was the Tori Spelling sitcom on VH1.
Oh God, no. No. But seriously, he's a fucking awesome actor. So
No, he's great.
I just watch anything that he's in.
Shane met him at Comic-Con. Speaking of the Comic-Con and things like that, Shane met him at Comic-Con like a couple of years ago.
Cool.
Little bastard. All right. Anyway, that's it for my Gaming Week. Let's get into some news, but first, some quick plugs and housekeeping. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/OLR, on Facebook, facebook.com/orangeloungeradio, and on YouTube, we're YouTube user Orange Lounge Radio, all one word. We will have no show on Labor Day weekend. I know that's a good 6 weeks away or 5 or 6 weeks away, but just warning you now because I'll be at Dragon Con in Atlanta.
How awesome would 50 Shades of Grey be with Elizabeth Berkley?
Elizabeth Berkley's come a long way since Showgirls, though. Like, I think
But
she's...
Showgirls Elizabeth Berkley.
Yeah, okay, 20-year-old Elizabeth Berkley would be hilarious. It would be hilarious. Well, shit, if it had been the Twilight people like Kristen Stewart and what's his name, sparkly, emotionless guy, that would have been
I think that's right.
hilarious, too.
Sparkly, emotionless guy.
I've been hilarious, too. I really don't like that actress, though. She's so, like, she just has that face that's like... I don't like.
No
she
emotion.
always is wearing that "I don't like you" face.
She's just.
And I don't like him either, to be honest.
She's just so sad inside.
Yes,
Emo.
they're both dead inside. I think. Like I just like eat a cookie, eat a protein cookie, get some life. I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's get into some video games. Enough. Look, now people are like, okay, look, I tuned in for a video game podcast, and you fuckers are talking about 50 Shades of Grey and Twilight. I have had it officially. Video game news, please. And that guy has the hiccups and won't fucking stop.
So they finally have reached, I guess, the court-approved settlement for the whole PlayStation Network breach that happened back in 2011, which is weird because I didn't even realize there was a whole court thing going on for it. I thought, hey, we got our free games and that's that, you know? But no, hey, guess what? We're going to get more free shit, apparently, as part of the settlement. They're going to be doling out almost $18 million worth of free stuff, including the option to either get a free game, PlayStation 3 or PSP only, 3 PlayStation 3 themes, or in other words, the choice that no one will ever fucking pick, or credit for 3 months of PlayStation Plus. Which is valid for new subscribers only. What the fuck? Seriously, only new subscribers? Because that was the one I was gonna pick. Was, hey, you know what? I need some more PlayStation Plus, credits. It would be pretty sweet, if I can get like a subscription for 3 months.
You know what, you greedy little bastard? They already gave away a ton of shit after this whole thing happened. Remember?
Hey,
the whole welcome back program.
I agree, and I agree that that whole thing. See, and if you didn't take advantage of the whole welcome back program, you actually get 2 of the things on there. You can pick one. But if you did already take advantage of that, you get 1 of them. But still, though, I mean, it's like...
We don't know what games they are, though, right?
We don't know what games they are. It's going to be different. But...
it's going to be like stuff they've already given away.
We do know what games they are. I'm sorry.
Do we?
We do, yes. Let's see. Those, it says, those benefiting from the settlement will pick up from a list of 8 PS3 and 6 PSP games, which include Dead Nation, Infamous, Little Big Planet, Super Stardust HD, and Rain. So pretty much all those were...
Those are all the games they give away during the Welcome Back program.
Except for Rain. I don't think Rain was on there before.
Yeah.
PSP was Little Big Planet, Mod Nation Racers, Potapon 3, and Killzone Liberation. So almost
those
the same...
are actually really good choices for PSP, but the problem is they don't... Like, the PSP's done. It's all about the Vita now.
Well, you can use those on the Vita.
Oh, I guess that's true. That's a good point.
And then... So that's not supposed to happen, though, until May of 2015 is when that stuff's supposed to be available.
Just when the PlayStation 3 is officially on its way out the door, as more and more people...
Yeah. So, I don't know, like... I guess I'll get a free game, because, like, since they're not going to let me have, PlayStation Plus credits...
I'm just whatever with this because I already got a lot of stuff when, they welcomed everybody back. I was legitimately surprised that they're giving away more. I thought it was going to be like a whole send in a claim and get a check for 55 cents for the day that PlayStation Network was down or something. Like I kind of thought that's what it was going to be, but so I'm genuinely surprised they are giving away games.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that, I don't feel like I'm entitled to anything, but come on, man. It's like PlayStation Plus.
So that's how it is. You didn't necessarily feel entitled to anything until that door kind of opened ajar where it's like, oh, we're gonna give away some games, and now you're like, oh, come on, these games are shitty. Come on,
seriously,
you already
though,
gave these away.
The fact that they have that, valid for only new subscribers is bullshit. I mean, come on, because that's all you're doing is like saying, hey, we want you to get hooked on PlayStation Plus.
You are the problem with the gaming community.
No,
they
I'm
give
not.
you a little bit, and you're like, it's not good enough.
Hey, I didn't say they had to give me anything, okay? They did not have to give me one thing, but now that they're offering things to me, but one of the choices, is like,
they're not offering that to you.
Like, for example, it's like fucking I was at Jack in the Box today picking up a milkshake because I didn't even want dinner. I already had, dinner earlier, but, I wanted something.
Fucking only you are going to make this about a milkshake.
No, hold on. I'm not making it about milkshake. I'm making it about taco. They have this thing you can register for their fucking app and so you register for the app and you get a coupon for one free Monster Taco. But it's not just for the Monster Taco. You have to make another purchase with that. Fuck that. The taco's worth like $1 or $2. And you can't even give me $1 or $2 worth of taco.
But you bought a milkshake.
I understand that, but I still would have to make a completely separate purchase in order to get this taco as well. I would have to get something and then the taco. Perhaps a second milkshake and taco, but the fact that I have to make another purchase along with the taco is ridiculous.
What the fuck does your taco have to do and your fucking first world problems have to do with a PlayStation settlement?
I don't like the small print that says I have to do something.
Do you want Sony to give you a taco? Is that what this is all about?
No, I want them
if Jamie were here, she'd be like, fuck yes, I want a taco.
I want them to be able to give me 3 months of PlayStation Plus. So what if I was a subscriber previously? I just want 3 months of PlayStation Plus because you know what? That's better than all those other games that you already offered me before. And god damn it, why would I want stupid PlayStation themes for my PlayStation 3? That makes no sense.
Bonds006 in chat says, making Sony come off like a drug dealer. LOL, give you a free hit and then you have to pay. Well, hey, for those that haven't had PlayStation Plus before that take that, I mean, in 3 months of PlayStation Plus, you can get a lot. And pro tip, go flag everything on your account, even if you don't necessarily download it. Because let's say you don't own a Vita yet. Well, if you're on PlayStation Plus and you've been flagging all these free Vita games that have been given away, when you get one, you're going to need one of the
They started locking that out.
Did they really?
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. I used to have PlayStation 4 games, and they locked it out.
Oh, I thought you could on the website.
That's what I do it through, is on the website. And sometimes it works. Most of the time, sometimes it doesn't.
I bet the clever workaround would be log in one time from a friend's PlayStation 4, and I bet it would work.
Maybe.
Since
Since I used to have a Vita games are no problem.
Right.
But yeah, PlayStation 4 games don't necessarily work. And you know what? That's fine. Because most of the games that I'm marking for free anyways, it's like, shit, I already got this on fucking Steam anyways. It's like, and I haven't played it on Steam. I'm probably not going to play it on PlayStation 4 either. So, whatever,
But you will eat a taco.
Their tacos don't look very good, to be honest. It's literally got a slice of American cheese on it. It doesn't make any sense.
Blender in chat says, I've had those tacos. You need 2 to get full.
But it's Monster Taco. It's supposed to be big, right?
Oh, excuse me. All right.
No, they're the regular tacos. Yeah, it's $1 for 2.
Moving on to something else that I think people spend a lot of money on thinking they need it, and then they don't really use it. 3D Blu-rays. Am I right? 3D? Am I right?
Yeah.
I thought that was done. I thought we've all moved on from that.
I think 3D will come back when VR takes off, because right now people aren't going to buy. They're not. It looks. Yeah, it's kind of funny seeing that it looks ridiculous to have glasses and watch a TV, but wearing goggles to play a game, that's completely fine.
So you think maybe the Morpheus might support 3D films or something?
I think it could. That would be pretty cool.
That would actually be really rad.
I think it should. That would make sense to at least get some more functionality out of it.
Watching Tron on Morpheus might be kind of awesome.
I would love to see Tron. Well, I did see it in 3D, so I know what it's like. But I saw it in 3D and with those awesome motion chairs.
Me too.
That was awesome. But anyways, yeah, I definitely think that we'll see, especially now, with the Oculus Rift and everything. and they're going to be marking that down, hopefully to a price point that's more consumer friendly, other than like $300.
Loki, I don't know how much lower something like that's going to get, especially when it's initially coming out.
I don't know if they sell it at a loss or whatever just to get the platform out there.
For a PC-enabled thing, I mean, it's one thing when the software is restricted. That's how they can sell consoles at a loss, because they'll make the money back on the software and the software licensing. PC's way more open than that. They can't. I think you'd have a better chance that the Morpheus being cheaper and they take a loss on that. But at the same time, I don't think companies usually take loss on peripherals.
Well, it's going to be hard for them to sell a peripheral for like $300, especially to convince people that you need this. I mean, it looks cool and everything.
Unless they have their Wii Sports. Let's be real. People bought a Wii to play that game.
I'm so hesitant though to buy stuff like that, especially after the Kinect. It just
Anyway, the whole reason I brought up 3D Blu-ray in the first place, just so we're clear, they're finally adding support for it for the PlayStation 4. Even though the PS3 had it, PlayStation 4 has not had 3D Blu-ray support, but it is coming. A very interestingly timed announcement, because Microsoft has said the same thing is happening for Xbox One, and this just came days later, so they don't want Sony to have Microsoft get anything extra there. This will be the 1.75 firmware, which should be out sometime in the next week. And Xbox One will have its 3D Blu-ray support at some point in August. And if you buy your Blu-rays at like Target, like me, or probably a lot of them do this, it seems like you get like 5 different copies of the movie for one price. Like, I swear, when I bought Tron, it was like, you get 3D Tron, and this is Tron Legacy, by the way, 3D Tron, and Blu-ray Tron, and DVD Tron, and digital Tron, all for one price. So it's like,
and Tron 1 and Blu-ray.
I think I have 3D Lion King too for the same reason. So anyway, it'd be interesting to see if that happens. But Black Wolf in our chat gives us something to think about with that whole just watching it on the Morpheus. Black Wolf says it depends on if they can work out the legal issues with the Blu-ray consortium. To get it to display in VR, you have to change the image, which is a no-no. But since Sony's part of the consortium, they can get it changed. There's no Blu-ray player for Oculus Rift because they'd have to violate the DMCA to get it to display. So I think he has a point, though. If Sony wants to change the rules, they're going to have the wiggle room to do that a little more than necessarily Facebook and Oculus would for their side of things.
I'm surprised that they would even have to violate anything, because to me it seems like it's almost like playing it on like a TV. Like, it's just a different type of TV. They've got like...
If there's very specific resolution lockdowns, though, I get it. I get what he's
saying.
But
they've got like, those things that split the image, side by side and stuff for different 3D setups and stuff. I just don't know. I don't know if they'd need to go through all the, trouble. It's not like you're pirating it or something. But whatever, I guess.
Do we still have lack of 3D games on PlayStation 4? Right?
I don't think any of them really support 3D.
I can't think of it either.
I think that was kind of overblown.
Yeah,
the importance of it.
Well, it's kind of too bad, because it was actually something I was really into that idea.
Here's the thing: is I think doing it in 3D is causing cuts into the frame rate and what they can do with that. And since they're even having trouble on some of these getting it up to 60 frames per second or even 1080p at 60 frames per second, they just don't want to risk it for something that not a lot of people are ending up using. So I think that's where everyone's at. Maybe next generation we'll see that a little bit more when with some of the stuff is more.
I think when the price comes down, if 3D TVs for whatever reason become more commonplace. But I think you're right. I just don't think people. I think people are kind of already over it.
Well, they've gone the route of like, okay, 4K is going to be the thing.
Yeah, and
I think people, once again, they've run into the problem where there's just not enough content out there for it. Even when 3D was, there's going to be a couple channels that will be 3D, but that's it. I mean, and now 4K, it's like there's not a lot of channels that are 4K, and I think for a lot of people, it's just like, I don't really need that.
All right, well, let's move on with something else.
All right. So Kickstarter, of course, there's always a lot of drama with certain Kickstarter funded games or whatever. In this case, one game called Confederate Express that was being, developed by a guy named Maxim Pashanin. He I guess, had his game on Kickstarter last year. It was this sort of roguelike zombie courier RPG type game. And what was supposed to be kind of unique about it was that, they had this really neat lighting system on there, which really is just a normal map on top of a sprite. But whatever, it's unique, I guess. And it got funded for $10,000, or his goal, was $10,000 back in November. It's supposed to be coming out by June 2014. But of course, that was kind of the end of that. He didn't really give a lot of updates, and now it's gotten even stranger. Now, not only is there's two sets of drama going on. The Kickstarter portion, he's actually starting, he is delaying the release of his game to work on another game that is going on around the same time, also uses the same engine. He claims that it was this company had backed or given him some funding money to help finish what was it, Confederate Express. But come to find out, after some people dug into it, it's actually his brother's company that him and his brother own, and so it's kind of a little bit shady there. But on top of that, he had rented an apartment, I believe, or condo from Airbnb, which Airbnb is a company that if you're leaving town for a while, you can rent your house or whatever out to tenants and make some money while you're not there. Like if you're, I guess, rich enough to where you vacation somewhere for a long extended period of time, or maybe you own a house and for work or something like that, and you work in different locations, whatever. If you're not using your home for a while, you can rent it out. Hell, I used to do this when our family would rent a cabin and go up to the snow or something for a week or something. But the problem is, he rented this place for, I guess, 30 days. And he's actually he negotiated a 30-day stay at the condo in Palm Springs. And he stayed there for more than 30 days. And apparently, because of California law, it's squatters' rights. So he now is claiming that he's on a month-to-month lease because he's been there for over 30 days. He's occupied the living space, and now the original owner can't get him to leave, and they really can't just tear him out of there because of these protections of California law and stuff like that. It's a really weird situation, and it only gets stranger. So instead of coming out and just kind of trying to defend himself and basically saying, hey, you know what? This is blown out of proportion, or even try to explain himself, or just even being quiet about the whole thing, he comes out and acts like a complete douchebag and makes a comment on the Confederate Express Kickstarter comments page saying, what's the latest deets on the drama? 10 out of 10 would squat again. Just, I don't know. That's just really, really terrible. Yeah, I guess
this guy sounds like he's drunk with power right now. He's just doing all this shit because he can.
Yeah, and
that's what it sounds like.
I take it back. The contract he had was for 44 days. So I guess Airbnb should have done the research, knowing that maybe this could be exploited. But most people would exploit this kind of
unfortunately,
loophole.
a lot of these exploits don't get found out about until somebody exploits it, right?
And here's even the strangest part, because this is terrible that this woman, Corey, is locked out of her house, while, trying to get this guy, evicted, and just, it's not happening. So on top of all this, he's saying that he's the one being harassed, and that, because of this, I guess there's, his brother is, suffering from stress, and
here comes a lawsuit,
and
right?
Yes, and he's going to sue her
because all these people online are saying bad things about all the exploiting stuff that's going on. It's really mean.
So thankfully, Airbnb is helping out the woman, paying her, for the time that this guy's here and trying to, I guess, find her housing and stuff like that in the meantime. But it's just annoying that she's going to have to spend like $5,000 to get this guy out of her house.
Yeah.
And he's just, and he wants people to back this other Kickstarter while he hasn't even fulfilled the first Kickstarter. Once again, kickstarting something is a good idea when it's somebody that has like a good track record, and even then it's hard to tell because remember the Yaga Venture thing, they had a good track record in like doing a radio or YouTube show, but maybe not necessarily game development. Whereas like I know I backed several times the video game high school stuff, and I felt a little bit more confident that guys that are making YouTube videos and doing kind of these little short film things on YouTube are probably capable of making something slightly longer, kind of along the same lines, but not necessarily not necessarily just on YouTube or something. That was a little bit of a safer bet versus somebody you don't know. I don't know. I guess just be very cautious on what you back, and maybe even just if you're not sure, maybe not even back that. Or if you're going to back something, just back it for a very minimal amount of money.
SJ100 Matt in chat says Airbnb is great, and I know people who use it, but jerks ruin it by doing this. Yeah, I know Jason uses it too, and has good experiences with it. And the problem here is not Airbnb.
No, it's
certainly,
not him.
And it's not even Kickstarter. Like, as much as I've had my issues with the Kickstarter, that's not the issue. The problem is you've got this guy that's exploiting both of them. The two are really unrelated. It's just that the guy has found a way to do this here and then do this here, and he'll probably, inevitably, allegedly, whatever, he'll probably just end up moving to another state or even another country where people can't touch him. Who's to say the game's going to ever come out? If it does, then hey, great. What a great thing to happen, and those people, their faith holds true and everything, but the Airbnb side of it doesn't really give you a lot of hope, does it?
And it's sad because, looking at what he had a playable demo of the game when he was doing the Kickstarter, and it actually is pretty good. It's just, it's just unfortunate, you can be duped by a lot of these people, especially if they don't have a lot of experience. I don't know, or if they just really how are these people supposed to know on Kickstarter that this guy is just this crazy psycho? Not psycho, but you got to be, you got to be kind of crazy if you're, purposefully,
right,
squatting in someone's house, and I don't even know why.
As Joe Matt says, it's really this one guy that's ruining everything for everyone. Yep, pretty much. Yeah. All right, well, let's move on. Speaking of one company ruining everything, I've got news on the new Mass Effect game. No, I'm kidding. Let's hope not, right? Let's hope not. So there's news about the next Mass Effect game coming out of Comic-Con. And by news, I mean very little teases. And one thing that they did say, the BioWare panelists said that the game is still years away, which makes me go, I want it now. Look, I understand. I would rather they take their time and get it right. I don't want a rushed game either. But as a fan, it is hard to not want that a lot sooner, if at all possible.
I kind of figured it was a little bit away when they didn't have anything to show.
I'm thinking 2016 at the earliest.
Probably spring 2016, I'm guessing. Or
maybe even holiday at this point.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. But they didn't tell you what the title is. Although they say it's not Mass Effect 4 for now, but that doesn't mean they can't always change it. It does seem like the game will have something to do with N7, which is the military designation that Commander Shepard has in the first few games, the first trilogy. But it's not about Commander Shepard. They only would show your hero in male and female forms, but you don't know the name or anything else. And there's a helmet on. So again, you really don't know a lot. You just kind of see what they look like with the helmet on. But it does seem interesting that it is going to be a story that runs concurrently with the first trilogy. So we don't know if his or her path will intertwine with the Shepard story, if some of those characters will cross over. It definitely seems like there's a potential for that some of the characters could show up. And this makes a lot of sense. And I think when we've talked about the next Mass Effect game before on the show, especially Jamie and I, we've, that's something, not necessarily a sequel, because if you have a sequel, then you're going to have a definitive ending for the first trilogy, which is going to be a very hard thing to do, to have a canon ending, right? But if you run something concurrently or even a prequel, that's going to make it a little easier to have a different story without having a definitive ending for the first few games. So it will be very interesting to see how that plays out. Also in the game, the Mako will be making an appearance. Very unpopular vehicle from Mass Effect 1 because it kind of drove like shit, and you end up in all these really crappy positions and stuff. But they say they've learned a lot, and of course, it's going to be different this time. So, but I mean, I liked in theory what the Mako did, that you had to drive around the planets and look for things. I mean, that's all part of the space exploration. I get it. So from that end of things, I'm like, I understand why they want to bring it back. Just as long as it controls a little better would be really great. So there you go. Sparse details on the next Mass Effect game. Still don't care, huh, Matt?
Nope.
I figured as much.
I haven't gotten into this long. I don't need to get into it.
Dark Tetsuya in chat says, I feel you, Rob. Been waiting on Zelda Wii U since Wind Waker HD finished, so I feel your pain. Yeah, I know that's going to be a wait, too, for Zelda Wii U, although that's probably closer to the next holiday, honestly.
I think that's next holiday.
That'll be next holiday.
I hope it's next holiday.
Zelda Wii U will be out before Mass Effect next.
I think they have to pretty much put it out next holiday at this point because, that's going to really drive system sales. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they need it.
They need it
now rather than later.
All right, well, let's see what's going to drive sales at your local game store this week as we travel around the world and check out release dates.
That's easy. It's going to be The Last of Us Remastered on PlayStation 4. And then probably not so much. They've got Lego Ninjago and Nindroids on 3DS and Vita. That's it.
Pretty slow week yet again.
It's July.
Yeah, this
what
time
you
of year.
gonna do?
This time of year doesn't tend to be very action-packed, does it? All right, well, let's move over to Japan and check out the releases over there. Let's see. On July 31st, I think is the only date I really have releases for. Race Driver Grid 2. That's only a price reduction. That's going into the best series on the PlayStation 3. That's it. There's a new monitor for PlayStation 4 coming out. That's not a game, but some type of peripheral, like a full HD liquid crystal monitor for PlayStation 4. It just made me think about that. Remember that Sony 3D TV that they put out?
I remember that.
I kind of wish I'd bought that, like when they dropped the price on it. I had a hard time selling that. I kind of wish I did.
Yeah.
I know.
They're not. I don't know. We had a couple that we just couldn't get rid of it for a long time, but
It finally did.
They finally marked them down and they sold them.
Yeah. On the PlayStation Vita, Child of Light is released on the Vita, a special edition from Ubisoft this week. And Kaihu Shouju's Sin comes out this week on the Vita as well. And lastly, looking at the 3DS, the 3DS has a few more things. Sony Pro, that's SONI, not to be confused with the makers of the other handheld. Happiness Charge Precure, Kawarun Collection, and Fate Khalid Linear Prisma Elia comes out. So it looks like the 3DS probably has more than anything else. Otherwise, it's a slow week over in Japan as well. Sadly, Dark Sakura isn't here, but I happen to have the Europe releases up anyway. On July... excuse me. I'm way too early. Let's try not July dates. Let's try August, huh? Or the end of July. Would really be the dates that I want.
I think August 1st would be...
Last of Us Remastered is also out over there on the 29th of July. On the 31st of July, Pinball FX2. And on August 1st, Sacred 3 on 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. So also a slow week over there in Europe. Just a couple more stories, and then the classic game of the week. And Dark Sakura's not here tonight, so I picked a classic game tonight that Loki and I can nerd the fuck out over. So we'll talk, because it's sadly it's not a game Dark Sakura ever played. I know this because the game's come up on the show before. So we'll get to it in a minute. Don't peek. Don't spoil it.
I won't.
Don't spoil it. All right.
So I think this is kind of cool. The Wii version of Skylanders Trap Team is actually going to include a digital copy along with it for the Wii U version of Skylanders Trap Team. So, hey, you may want to have that for your new console that you might buy in the fourth quarter or something like that when your other games come out. So it's kind of cool that they give you kind of two copies of the game. Granted, it's probably safe to say it's not really two copies of the game because you need that stupid portal to play the game, but it's still cool that they're giving something away. I think that's kind of neat. Now, what's not so neat, though, is this brand new Eons Elite Skylanders figures that they have, which, guess where they're exclusive to? That's right, GameStop. And these Elite figures are actually, I guess, repainted They have some foil. They come in a foil display case, and you can. They're gonna have one, I guess, of each element.
So is that what they were doing? Was sitting at the Activision and GameStop collaboration meeting, going, and we'll cover it in foil.
They're also gonna, I guess, have a premium price tag. Of course, because it's GameStop. Why wouldn't they have a premium price tag? They've so far announced Spyro and Chop Chop, and the characters look like they're a little bit more intricately painted, and they have crap flying. Well, Spyro has like books, like magical books flying around with him. I don't understand where that shit's gonna come in, And if you may be wondering, hey, what exactly is so special about them other than the fact that they're repainted? Well, the Eon Elite toys summon their in-game characters who are up to 3 times as powerful as their non-premium characters. So 3 times more powerful if you pay.
You better
the
move
cash.
your laptop because I'm about to flip that table. Look, it's not that I care about Skylanders or whatever because I'm not as into this series as like somebody like say Shane. Although he made me play the PlayStation 4 one. It was kind of fun. Like I did enjoy my time with it. But this whole like giving GameStop and only GameStop the exclusives that have this kind of impact in the game, this fuckery, and that's what it is. It is fuckery. It has to quit. Like I just can I go on record and say if I fucking hear one of these CEOs go, oh, this is what the players want, or any form derivative of that statement, I am gonna fucking scream.
Or how about this? I don't want to hear these people fucking complain about GameStop ruining their margins because they're selling used games, and yet at the same time they're fucking giving them exclusive DLC on all these new release games and exclusive shit like this. Listen, you're either friends with GameStop or you're fucking enemies with GameStop. Do not like fucking try to play both sides of the coin.
Enemy, yay.
Like seriously, it's like, oh well, if they just, I wish they would stop selling so many used games because it really hurts our new game sales. But you can get this game exclusively at GameStop. That's just, I'm so tired of hearing that. Just, you pick a side. Don't fucking give exclusive DLC out. And let's just be honest now, okay? I've seen a lot of this DLC that comes out, this pre-order DLC, and a lot of it is just shit. And a lot of it is just shit that, guess what? It's like Sniper Elite, for example. Sniper Elite 3 that just came out a few weeks ago. They had this exclusive mission that you go kill Hitler, which, surprise, if you've ever played any of the other Sniper Elite games, each one comes with a fucking mission to kill Hitler, okay? Every single one. So anyways, whatever. You kill Hitler. 2 weeks later, everyone can buy it. I mean, you have to pay for it, granted. It's not free, but it's not exclusive anymore. Just wait for the Game of the Year edition.
Bonds006 says, thank you for saying exactly what I ask of these game makers. GameStop is robbing us, but here's GameStop-only content. Boo fucking who. I want choice. I want there to be choice. If you're going to do this, then give it to Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, Target. Why does it all have to be this one retailer like that I just don't like to shop at?
I don't know. I mean,
I have my reasons, and this is a pretty good one.
And let's be honest, okay? I'm only angry about this because it's not because of Skylanders, because I don't give a fuck about Skylanders. My thing is, if I'm not angry about this now, it's eventually going to get to be something that I want. That, it is a game or something that I really want to buy, but now it's exclusive to GameStop, and they're charging a premium price for it because they can fucking do that. That's where I say it needs to stop now before it gets to that point. That's the way I see it.
I'm going to say something pretty ballsy here, but I don't care. I'm in a mood tonight, especially with the hiccups having derailed the first half of the show. I would rather pirate a game than get it at GameStop. I'm not using that as an excuse to justify piracy because I don't pirate games because most everything I want, even what I came closest to, Xenoblade, came out through the Nintendo thing as well. But this whole shit has got to stop because yes, I would rather pirate games than buy them from GameStop. And no offense, I'm sure we have plenty of GameStop employees that listen to the show. My beef is not with the hardworking people that are getting paid way too little to put up with all of this fuckery. The fuckery from me, the fuckery from their management. the more fuckery from their management, and the continued fuckery of their management. Done. Soapbox. Put it away. Anything else you'd like to add, Loki?
They also announced the dark editions of Skylanders. You know, the collector's editions that come with characters that are darker. And it's $10 more expensive. Oh, but
it's like the shinies
but
of Pokemon.
But it comes with a trap crystal that you can catch the bad guy of the game and Chaos and use him as a character. Which you only get that through, buying this collector's edition that's $10 more expensive. Oh, by the way, that collector's edition, not even on Skylanders now. Well, let's go back to Disney Infinity here. The collector's edition of Disney Infinity, okay, comes with all the, the regular version of the game. The starter pack comes with 3 of the Avenger characters. And I think that they have, normally they have Hulk, Hawkeye, and Captain America, the other characters that they add on top of that. With it. In fact, Hulk is an exclusive to this collector's edition until the end of... Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say yet, but until the end of some other month. And so they have that. It's $180. $180. And it comes... The thing that's really separate from buying the characters themselves in the starter pack is this display case that it has. It's not worth $60 extra. $180 for this shit.
I'm just saying, guys, you have to vote with your wallet at the end of the day. How bad do you need that one scrappy little piece of DLC? Let me give you a hint. You don't. If the game is going to suck without that piece of DLC, then the game wasn't worth the purchase anyway. You have to vote with your wallet. Hey, if you want to shop at GameStop and do all that, you know what? More power to you. This is America, and you can spend your money wherever the fuck you damn well please. That is and even the other countries that listen to this show enjoy similar freedoms. You can spend your money wherever the hell you like. Don't let this complaining little bastard stop you. Do it. But if you don't like it and you want things to change, then you have to speak with your wallet, because that's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day. But all right. Moving on. Speaking of voting with your wallet, how would you like to buy some good old-fashioned games? That's right. There's GOG.com, some good old games, which they really like to promote that they give DRM-free game distribution, and that is now coming to Linux as well. So for all you that have installed Linux on your toaster or your refrigerator, there are some games you can now play on it. I'm kidding, because obviously they don't have the power to play these games. But those of you that do like to put Linux on your laptop or wherever, your desktop, wherever you have Linux, you have some games now from GOG that will support Linux, including Pirates Gold Plus, Flat Out 2, Rise of the Triad Dark War. 50 Linux-compatible games added to the online catalog. This is in response to a previous initiative saying they will bring more than 100 Linux games to the service by fall. Pretty cool. For those, awesome. Again, that like their choice, and you don't want to have to use Windows, and you don't like Apple either, so you use Linux. More power to you. Now you have these games available to you. And some classics. Pirates Gold. That's a classic. Speaking of classics, folks, it's time to take a trip down memory lane. I don't think this game is on GOG.com yet, but it should be. Every week, Dark Sakura steps into the gaming vault, and she finds a game that she says, hey, you little bastards ought to be playing this game.
I was going to say, I haven't even looked at what the game was, but I kind of already knew what it was, just now thinking of it. And now confirms that.
All right, so here it is. Dark Sakura's not here this week, so I'm going to step into my gaming vault and pick a game that I think you guys should play this week. And it's one that we've talked about on the show before.
And it's free, I think, right now.
But believe it or not, it has never been a classic game of the week, and it needs to change. And this is a DOS game, so it doesn't have a lot of music. It didn't even use AdLib or Sound Blaster, so it doesn't really have a lot of music. But let me see if you can guess just from these little sounds what it is. Anybody? Now, this game doesn't have a lot of sound to it, so I will kind of minimize it, and it can run there in the background as we talk about a true classic game, one of my very favorite PC games they ever did make, ZZT. ZZT is the classic game of the week. That's right. ZZT was created in 1991 by Tim Sweeney, which was Potomac Computer Systems at the time, and now it's Epic Mega Games. That was transitioned in 92. ZZT, it doesn't stand for anything. There was no reason it was given that particular name. The reason why he gave it that name is that it would always appear at the bottom of newsgroup listings. Some people want to be on the top. Others want to be on the bottom. So there you go. It's always at the bottom of newsgroup listings. Sweeney once joked it's short for Zoo of Zero Tolerance, but now everybody kind of believes that is what it really means. So Zoo of Zero Tolerance. I had never heard that before. The Zoo of Zero Tolerance. It makes sense, I guess. Although it says nothing about the creation aspects of this game. Now, this game runs all in text, ANSI graphics. For those of you, younger folks that weren't around when ANSI was all the rage, that basically means a game completely played in a text environment, like a text screen. Kingdom of Kroz was a game that used this kind of engine about 4 years before this game came out. ZZT was a shareware game, and is shareware even something they really do anymore? You don't really see a lot of this. But, I guess... Kinda, because what was shareware? Shareware was they gave away the first of 4 worlds, and the first one was free. So I guess if you think about it, like the Destiny beta was like the first world.
I would still say that a lot of like the Telltale games now are like that.
That's a good point. A lot of Telltale stuff's like shareware. That's really good. So yeah, ZZT was shareware. The free town was called the Town of ZZT. And for those of you that are looking at YouTube, you'll probably see the little dude playing through that, as there's very minimal noise except when he picks up items. He or
Black
she.
Wolf is saying to turn down your YouTube a little more.
Is it too loud?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, these DOS-based sounds are too much for you all to handle.
They're too intense.
It's too intense, all the little blips and blops. All right, Town of ZZT was the free one they gave away. Caves of ZZT, Dungeons of ZZT, and City of ZZTs were the others. It was a very simple game. You moved your little happy face around with 4 cursor keys. If you hold the shift key down and press a cursor key, you will shoot a bullet if you have ammo. You can pick up ammo, which is 5 rounds for each thing you pick up. Gems, which is currency. Torches, which you use by hitting the T key if a room is dark. And energizers that will make you invincible temporarily. Some of the enemies you will fight in the game include lions that randomly move around, tigers that move around and fire bullets. I don't know who decided to give a tiger a gun, but they did. Ruffians that will chase you, rest, and then repeat. Bears, slimes, and spinning guns. So I know this game may sound like, okay, it doesn't sound that awesome, but here's where the game gets really awesome, is that you got to make your own games. It had a built-in editor. It had an object-oriented scripting language in the game called ZZT OOP that allowed you to actually create your own levels. And so back in the day of BBSs, when, and Loki's talked about this before, I've talked about this before, fans of Bobby Blackwolf know he talks about this too. You used to call into BBSs, and not only would you download your shareware ZZT, but you could download levels that other people made in ZZT and play like friends levels. And, people would do the same shit then that they do today. They would draw a level that's nothing but a giant penis with little guns that shoot out. All that same shit would happen back in the day.
We did some awesome stuff. I remember my classmates used to make like Zentradi stuff, because they were really big into like Macross and stuff. So they make like working mechs and just all sorts of crazy things. And I actually had a cool game that I started that had a really generic title, Adventure Quest, and it would it was pretty far along, and then unfortunately my floppy disk got corrupted and I lost it. So but yeah, that was that, and then Megazux, of course, and Super ZZT.
They did release what was called the Best of ZZT, which was like kind of like the Tim Sweeney endorsed levels that he liked. So that was pretty cool. They released all that together. Now, Loki's starting to talk about some of the other games that came after it. Some of the other things, there was Megazoo was one of them. Super ZZT was there. Super ZZT didn't really have an easily accessible editor in it, which is why a lot of people didn't think it was as good. Honestly, for me, none of these sequels really did it the same way ZZT did.
Megazix is actually really good.
Did it?
Yeah. Have you played that?
I didn't. I remember playing it back in the day, but not enough.
Megazix is very much like ZZT. See, Super ZZT, they decided to go with their own thing. Instead of it being text based, it was like square based, and so they had text and everything, but it looked like it was stretched horizontally. It was really weird. Whereas Megazix was more, it looked like ZZT, but you could create your own text characters, and you could also put your own music in there, like Scream Tracker
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
and-
I do remember that because I remember the mod because I had this mod file that was like the Gauntlet song or something, and we put it in one of those levels. That was like one of the things we did. with it, yeah.
I had some pretty sweet stuff in that one too.
Nice.
Actually, I restarted my game.
I
in
would
there.
love to see some of your old ZZT
Oh,
creations.
God, I don't
They're
have them
amazing.
anymore. I really wish I had them because they were so cool. But
Yeah, me neither. All mine are gone. Sad. Get this, ZZT was still on sale through 2009, where it was available through mail order. They finally distributed the very last copy in late 2013. So that was it. That was the end of
Wow.
ZZT. Now, I thought I heard somewhere, though, that they give this away for free now. I thought I remember we had a story on it previously. I don't see it in what's in front of me. Maybe somebody in the chatters know a little more about this, because I thought you could just get the whole ZZT thing for free now. And yeah, some of the other games that ZZT inspired: Dream ZZT, which was an open source ZZT engine for Mac, Windows, Linux, the Nintendo DS, and the Sega Dreamcast. I had no idea somebody put ZZT. Oops, sorry. I had no idea that somebody put ZZT on the Dreamcast. That's amazing.
that's awesome.
I want to check that out. Let's see. Direct ZZT, which is an open source C# game that reconstructs ZZT using modern graphics technologies, hence the name Direct ZZT, in parallel to DirectX. Very cool. So there it is, your classic game of the week, ZZT. And I think part of the reason Loki and I love this game so much is just it was really, you could create. It wasn't just playing these already established levels, but being able to create your own shit and share it with friends. I mean, that's some of the stuff a lot of us still enjoy in games today. Little Big Planet, huge example of that. And a lot of what happened in, what was that called? Like the Gameplay 2.0 initiative or whatever, Play, Create, Share, whatever that was.
Yeah.
They call that. A lot of that you can trace back to something like ZZT and old classic games. A Pinball Construction Set, which I'll have to cover in a future week, by Electronic Arts. That's right. EA, way back in the day, was a great, great game, too. That was a similar thing where you can construct your own pinball boards and let your friends play them. So there it is.
Oh, I miss this. This game is awesome.
Right? It kind of makes you want to go play it now, huh?
Yeah.
We should have like a VOG ZZT level creation contest or something.
Or just make
I feel like nobody would enter.
Or no, and even better. Let's just forget just the VOG creation thing. Just have like a co-opt VOG game made out of ZZT. Yeah, that would be
Right?
pretty sweet.
We need something on the site besides Flappy VOG. All right. There it is. Once again, your classic game of the week, ZZT. That is going to do it for part A of the show, but don't go anywhere, guys. We have plenty more show to come, including the Fugle question of the week. News about more games coming to PlayStation 4, which are PlayStation 3 remakes, but these are ones I think a lot of you will be looking forward to. And more Tekken updates to follow last week. We will be back in just a little bit with more of Orange Lounge Radio right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to Orange Lounge Radio, live on this July the 27th of 2014 with episode number 561 of our show. And I thought the hiccups and coughing was
They're back
done.
for part B.
I know, they're back for part B, just like we are. Good gosh. All right, so we're a little broken tonight. Not only Dark Soccer, she's not here tonight. Unfortunately, she wasn't feeling too well, and she needs to rest up so she can go back to work tomorrow. So it's just Loki and I holding down the fort, but then I keep wanting to spontaneously combust over here or something. So I apologize, you guys, but we do it live. That's the way we do it. It's live and unedited, so sometimes it's going to be a little weird. If you want to join us for a live show, of course, you can come out on Sunday nights, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern at Voice of Geeks Network, vognetwork.com. Speaking of the Voice of Geeks Network, lots of great shows on the network. And I mentioned this a little earlier in the show. I talk about movies and anime and other gaming shows and RPGs and Star Trek and all this stuff. One of the other shows on our network, and these guys are always really great supporters of what we do here at OLR, and one of their hosts, Brad, is here almost every week. Pod Culture, great show that's on Monday nights on the network, 6 o'clock Pacific. They talk about kind of general sci-fi geekery. They talk about a lot of movies and TV, but they get into the game chatter once in a while too. Sometimes they do special episodes on Doctor Who called TARDIS Interruptus. But the reason why I bring that up is that I want to give a shout out to one of the hosts over at Pod Culture, Glenn, because Glenn has a new book that just came out that you can check out. So, I want to support, as I always say, support indie broadcasting. So why not support indie publishing? So if you want to check out this book, check it out. It's Darkness Unbound, and you can check that out at http://tinyurl.com, because otherwise it's complicated. tinyurl.com/ Darkness Unbound, DarknessUnbound, capital D, capital U. Darkness Unbound, and check that out. And if you want to know what this book is all about, it's one of those thriller mystery type of things, because a family of 4 murdered in their sleep and the entire city is on edge. Police investigate the occult connections between these murders and similar murders from 13 years ago. One detective knows the truth. Something dark from Sister Marion's past has returned. Now innocent lives are being lost. Will she have the faith to face her greatest fear? Dun, dun, dun. We'll find out over at tinyurl.com/darknessunbound. Best of luck to Glenn. It's really exciting to have something that you've kind of created and poured a lot into, like, be out there and be available, which you're hoping to get to with your game someday, right?
Yep. Oh, God. My game just this week, rewriting stuff, making it a lot simpler. That's what I was doing.
Yep.
Except I'm going to be really busy this week. Damn, I was going to make a joke in there saying, like, yes, the shocking truth that it's music and dancing that have caused these murders, and so we have to outlaw all music and dancing.
Wasn't that the plot of Footloose?
Yeah, it might have been.
All right. Again, that's tinyurl.com/darknessunbound, but you got to capitalize the D and the U, like darkness, capital D, unbound, capital U, because it's one of those, like, case-sensitive tiny URL. That is just going to redirect you to the Amazon page if you're curious. Like, where are you sending me, Rob? It's just the Amazon page where you can buy
Send you on an adventure.
That's right. Choose your own adventure, and you'll have to play all 4 chapters of ZZT before you're eligible to purchase the book.
I don't know if I've ever played all 4 chapters.
All right. Anyhow, let's move on. We got some rapid-fire news traveling around the gaming industry and checking out what else is going on. Loki.
So, Media Molecule is teasing a brand new game that they're working on in a video called Embrace the Glitch. And apparently they had some sort of glitch with some rendering thing that they were doing. And what is the thing that they're teasing? Well, it appears to be those marionette puppets or whatever, that tech demo that they had that they showed during E3 2013. And it was also that thing that they had it where you could sculpt stuff with the PlayStation Move and do all sorts of weird stuff with that. So, don't know much more about it. If I were to take a guess, I'm guessing that we'll see more of this at maybe Gamescom, because I believe Media Molecule is a European company.
They sure are.
So that'd be my guess. Anyways, so this is kind of neat. NES Remix Pack. They're going to be coming out in disc format this holiday, and it's going to include NES Remix 1 and 2. And no word on what it's going to cost, but I'm guessing maybe like $29.99 maybe, because they're saying, it's about $28 US for the Famicom Remix Pack. So that makes sense, I guess. And last but not least, the Uncharted movie is supposed to be coming out to theaters June 10th, 2016. And I'm not sure if that happens to be the same date that falls on for other movies here. Oh, yes, June 10th also would be, let's see. Oh, originally it was supposed to be for The Amazing Spider-Man 3. That's why it looks like familiar. But that got delayed to 2018. By that time, I'm not going to remember that they have an Amazing Spider-Man 3. Well, that's fine, because I've never seen the first or second one, so whatever. But Uncharted, that'd be pretty cool. I'm surprised that they're making so many movies of these Sony properties all of a sudden. And I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. Maybe we'll start a trend where there'll be good video game movies.
That would be something, wouldn't it? I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to Fassbender and Assassin's Creed.
I'm just saying, I would think that Sony making a movie of their own property probably won't fuck it up. Just saying, that I'm pretty confident that Sony knows their own properties, that they won't fuck it up.
Well, let's be cautiously optimistic, shall we? All right. This has me pretty excited. Arcade classic, Silent Scope. You ever played this? I know we used to play this This was featured alongside DDR. He used to have that machine, and what was it, mocap boxing and all that stuff. Police 911 was the
Police
other one?
911.
Yeah. Anyway, Silent Scope, they haven't really done one in a while, but get this, it's coming back. That's right, Silent Scope is coming back to the arcade. It's an anime-style Silent Scope game called Silent Scope Bone Eater. I wonder if it'll have a theme song like Snake Eater. Bone Eater.
That sounds like a parody.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not going to go there. You all read into it. If you have the mind of a 12-year-old.
But here's the thing. I mean, if it's Konami, then they're definitely well aware that there was a Snake Eater. So
why not? So now we got a Bone Eater. So again, this is in Japan though. We don't have arcades here in America. That's why we probably won't see this over here. Sad but true. Silent Scope Bone Eater will have network connectivity that will allow 4 snipers to all eat bones together and dispatch enemies. No word on if it's each other though, because that might be kind of fun if you could like snipe each other.
God, that'd be cool.
Later this year is when this is coming out.
Total tangent, but they should have totally done a what the fuck was that movie? It was I want to say The Watchmen, but it's not The Watchmen. It's okay, now I can't remember the fucking franchise.
The Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, it's the one where they curve bullets. It had been
Wanted.
Wanted, yes. It would have been awesome if they did like a Wanted gun game with like motion sensors built into the gun so you can curve the bullets by like moving the gun. I think that would have been totally sweet. That would have been a unique feature to have in an arcade cabinet. And hell, you know what? They put out a Rambo game not too long ago. It's not fucking too late to make a Wanted game. I would be happy to see it. And another Wanted movie. Because that movie I thought was pretty sweet.
That movie was so like ridiculous, but I loved it. It was so like
the comic,
stupid.
I guess, is even more ridiculous. But
I bet
I can't wait.
Speaking of ridiculous things, I love more than anything else in the world. We have an excuse to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race this week, everybody. RuPaul's Drag Race Dragopolis 2.0 has been announced for the App Store and Google Play. And more information on Dragopolis 2.0 came out this week. Queens like Jinx Monsoon, Shangela, and Sharon Needles will be featured in the game.
Why wasn't this debuted at GamerCon?
They did announce. Actually, I was at a panel where they did kind of confirm that this was happening at GamerX. The first Dragopolis was at GamerX last year. So, also, I can't believe this wasn't in the little summary here, but I have to know one of my favorite queens ever that's been on the show, Alaska Thunderfuck, will also be in the game. Hi, everybody. Some of the people have no idea what I'm talking about out there. Guilty
Maybe
pleasure
one
show.
of them.
I don't care if you're straight, gay, whatever in between, who you are. RuPaul's Drag Race is a primo TV show for everybody. Also in the game, Jujubee, Ongina, Raven also in the game, so that'll be fun. You will have fashion challenges, and you will be able to outfit and accessorize each queen in the game. There is no lip syncing in the game, though, however. This is just a little iPhone game. But it's just a silly little iPhone game that I remember you just would like. It was like a little platformer type of game, the first one, so I'm sure this one's just like it.
Is this Frog Fractions 2?
No, it's sadly no. I wish, but they do say in this game you'll be playing through fashion challenge levels inspired by the show, such as the Heroes Ball, the Glitter Ball, and more. Are you excited to play the Glitter Ball?
I did not play the first game, so I feel that I would be left out. No.
Bye. All right. Then here we go. Let's talk about something maybe you do know a little more about. This has to do with Kingdom Hearts meets Batman. Whoa, hold on. I'm not talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, people. Hold on. But this is pretty cool. Tetsuya Nomura, who a lot of you guys know from Kingdom Hearts, he actually did a Batman redesign that is being seen around, I guess, Comic-Con. It's at the Square Enix booth at Comic-Con, and yeah, he did his own little take on it. It's actually going to be a variant Play Arts action figure that's coming out. And what did you think? I mean, it's very different. I mean, it's hard to explain on a radio show, but when I think of like Batfleck, I certainly don't see this. There's a lot of like
Bahamut Man.
Yeah, it's like Bahamut Man. Yeah, this is what it looks like.
It's neat.
It's not like Batman.
It's very much of a stretch to call it Batman. I like the design, but
yeah. Would you have that sitting on your desk at work?
Yes,
scare coworkers?
if someone gave me that, yes, I would put that shit up.
There you go.
Here's the thing: it's like I would love to see like something that kind of crazy, that style, just very Japanese. Just the whole Batman's like all the characters would be fucking awesome. I would totally dig that.
Alan Alchemy in chat says, "Is it covered with belts and belt buckles? It needs more belt buckles. Always more belt buckles."
Wrong.
No,
That's
actually,
true.
not.
That's
There's
true
not
if you're
a lot.
talking about a character. However, this is more of an armor, so it falls into the mech type thing. So
see.
lots of like spikes and unnecessary joints and stuff like that.
Rama says, "Looks beastly as fuck." And Fifth Dream says, "It's like if they made a current style movie of Batman Beyond." Ooh, maybe.
I'd be down with that too.
Now you got me thinking, huh? Now you got us all thinking here. All right, and we wanted to get you guys thinking on this story here with our Fugle question of the week.
Tu vas rien comprendre.
Every week we ask a question of our Facebook and our Google Plus communities. You slam those together and you get Fugle. And yeah, it's time for the Fugle question of the week. And we actually asked about this very thing, the whole Batman by Tetsuya Nomura. And so we said, we'd like to know, what video game maker would you like to see provide a fresh take on a particular famous movie or comic book character, and why would that pairing be so awesome? So I'll ask you in a minute, Loki. You'll be thinking about this while I get to some of our listeners this week. We'll start on Google Plus tonight, where we have one lone answer from Red Entertainment on Google Plus. No love for Google Plus. But Red Entertainment does say, movie or comic books, so I can't get Hideo Kojima to write the next season of 24? Shoot. You know what? I'll take it, actually. That's a pretty awesome crossover. 24, technically, I think they did have comic books for. And 24 had a game. And I think even Konami were the ones that published it, actually. It was a long time ago. Maybe. I could be wrong on that. It was...
let me think. I'm thinking here. No.
The game was... No, it was Ubisoft, I think, did it. Because it was set between seasons 2 and 3. I remember that.
Don't think it was Ubisoft either.
Really? Well, look at... the wiki!
I could guess, but I'll just look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Come back to me in a minute here. While we get some of our answers on Facebook, because some of you guys answered the question over on Facebook, and just a few. I guess you guys were having a hard time thinking of some answers. Maybe this question was too hard. I don't know. But we do have our friend Renee from Killer Queens from Outer Space podcast, who says Keiji Inafune designing RoboCop or Terminator would be amazeballs. That's a good answer. Dark Tetsuya says 2K. It was 2K. That's
yes,
right.
Yes.
And SHO and Matt saying SCE and 2K. That was right. 2K. I remember that was one of the earliest games that wanted to have us work with them on, because we gave away a copy of that game on the show. It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago. That was a PS2 game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. William Murderface. I always love that name. So friendly. William Murderface says, I would love to see the Witcher team redesign Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. I think they could add depth and nuance to a character that deserves far more than she's been given in the past. I know that the new movie tried to do it, but I think it could have been done better. That new Witcher game, I didn't get to play it at E3, but they did a very long demo of it, and I noted in that game how cinematic and how the art direction was really good in that game, that little preview we saw. So I can see where you might want to see a different take on Maleficent with that. I like that. I think Maleficent's one of those characters that you can see done different ways, like Batman, right? Maleficent's up there with Batman. Awesome Unicorn says, how about we have Platinum Games of Bayonetta fame, right, work their magic on Barbarella. Now, granted, all she could really do most of the time in the film is get knocked out and have sex with whoever she feels like, but I'm sure Kamaya could create a ridiculous Bayonetta-style overhaul to allow her fierceness to shine. I like that. That's a good one. And Dark Tetsuya, last but not least, says, I'd like to see Kojima Productions' take on Pacific Rim. Good answers. Good answer. I'm sad we didn't get more of them, but whatever. I guess that was a tough question. So, Loki, what did you think of that one?
Let's see. Guys, so many ideas, but one I've always wanted to see, and actually kind of wanted to try it at one point, but it would have just been too damn hard to do it in the current engine, is to see Rockstar Games take on Tron. Would be fucking amazing.
You got a little taste of that in Saints Row the Third with that gang.
Okay, no. I'm sorry.
Right.
No.
I tried.
Saints Row, I'm sorry. My God. let's go on a tangent here because now we're talking about it. I've been listening to like one of my old CDs that have some of the Saints Row 4 music on there, and I kept thinking about like how they could have changed Saints Row 4 to have made it better. And I actually had a great idea, and it wouldn't have taken too much. I mean, one, spoilers, they would have not blown up Earth. And they could have still had it where the defeats is in and everything, but the very end kind of do sort of a Men in Black type thing where they have to zap everybody so that their memory is erased of the events that happened, and because of that, now no one remembers who the Saints are, and so they have to, in the next game, come up from nothing like they did in the first one. Boom, reboot for next gen, and it made perfect sense, and it would have brought it back around, and they could have maybe drowned it down a little bit and made it a little bit less crazy wacky and a little bit more gangster again.
My answer is going to be kind of along the lines of Wanted being very like over the top and everything. This is a series that it kind of it's ended, it's gone. But we had so much expectations from this series after the first movie, particularly, and they did make a game of this series. But I think we all wanted something even more than that, and that would be I would want Platinum Games. I'm going to go with them as well. I would want to see their take on The Matrix. That would have been, come on, huh? Some of that really over the top stuff would have been amazing for The Matrix, right? And Enter the Matrix, I don't remember being a particularly bad game.
It was a good game. I liked it.
It was very, it was kind of ambitious for its time, especially how it worked in a lot of like concurrent stuff that runs with the movie, and like that basically Jada Pinkett, who's a pretty big star, was a big part of that game. She had a more pronounced role in those games than she did in the movies. So I always kind of thought that was interesting.
I liked the game a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to see Platinum Games take. I mean, who made Enter the Matrix? Was that Atari? I think it was like.
That was I think.
Because then they made Matrix Online, which kind of didn't really go so well. But which in theory on paper Matrix Online, but I think there was too much other stuff going on online. But yeah, I'd like to see Platinum Games take on that. Some of those fight sequences from the first movie.
I would just love to see a new Matrix game. Just go back to it. I mean, now that the technology is so much better now, it would be so cool. How will it even take another Matrix Online?
All right, those are our answers there for the Fugle question of the week. Thank you guys for participating. If you missed it, try next week. Let's move on. Some more video game news stories. Loki.
All right. So let's see. This is kind of cool. There's a lot of games that people are wanting to come back for PlayStation 4, and some that people are surprised that they didn't even see. Because they've been doing a lot of these HD remakes for the PlayStation 4. Like you see the Metro collection and The Last of Us and all that stuff. Well, one of the games that was, I think, one of the first PlayStation 4 games was Flower, and people were like, "Oh, hey, well, that game company's Flower's there. Will we see Journey? Maybe." Well, apparently, Sony's Gamescom landing page, they had a bunch of games listed for the PlayStation 4. And one of those games, of course, was Journey. Included, though, with that, Until Dawn. Hey, remember Until Dawn? It was the PlayStation Move horror game title that was supposed to be coming out for PlayStation 3 that never happened.
Yeah.
Now, that might be, I don't know if it's going to be a Move title. Maybe even like, it'd be really cool. It'd be like Project Morpheus. A
lot of people have that camera though for PlayStation, and essentially, if you have the controller, you have some of that element of Move. So,
Nom Nom Galaxy. Also, they're doing some ports of Huzzle Kings, Pix the Cat, and the Unfinished Swan. I guess those were revealed by content rating submissions in Korea. So cool. I'm definitely checking out to see what kind of announcements we have out of Gamescom. I'm hoping out of Gamescom we also have the announcement of the release date for Grand Theft Auto 5 on next gen.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be before Black Friday.
I think it's, if I was going to take maybe like the 19th of November.
Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be my guess.
Well, last week we talked about Tekken 7, and yes, Tekken 7, there was a little trailer that came out of Comic-Con from that, and some more details from Tekken 7. There will be some answers to Tekken mysteries, like why did Heihachi throw his son Kazuya off a cliff? That will be answered in Tekken 7, I suppose. There will be guest artists in the game, including Yusuke Kozai from Fire Emblem, Yuzuki Kozaki from Fire Emblem Awakening. Some talent behind Bayonetta, Duel Masters, Anarchy Reigns. That'll be pretty cool. Lars is also going to be one of the characters in Tekken 7. That's pretty cool. Lars is the son of Heihachi and the half-brother of Kazuya. So it makes sense that Lars will show up in this game.
Will we get any guest characters in this game? Because that'd be pretty sweet to see Bayonetta in Tekken.
I'm thinking with Lars, maybe that's certainly possible. So, so stay tuned for that. Also, speaking of guest characters, we questioned last week, why did they announce Tekken 7? What the hell happened to Tekken Cross Street Fighter? Well, a lot of people are asking that question. What the hell happened to Tekken Cross Street Fighter? It was revealed in 2010, and then that was kind of it. Well, Tekken director Katsuhiro Harada said that Tekken Cross Street Fighter is still in development, and this was during the fighting game panel at San Diego Comic-Con. That's it. So it's not dead.
I think it's just like I said last week. They were waiting until they knew they had a new engine for the next Tekken game, and instead of developing it for the Tekken 6 engine or whatever, they're just going to wait and put it on the Tekken 7 engine. So Tekken 7 first, and then Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
And that's what Fifth Dream in our chat says. It will be in the Tekken 7 engine. I mean, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So they're just putting it on hold because especially after Street Fighter Cross Tekken was kind of lukewarm response to that. Not a lot of people were super into it. I can see where they really want to really have a different kind of, experience. So why not?
Who knows? By that time we may have like Street Fighter 5.
I'd be very curious to see that. All right, Loki, what do you got?
Okay, once again, talking about lots of these Sony properties becoming movies, and another movie that's I think a lot of people are going to be very interested to see would be The Last of Us. That was, I think, announced to be an upcoming motion picture, and one of the actresses that they're talking to right now to be in the actual movie would be the actress that plays Arya Stark in the Game of Thrones. So, I don't know. That's pretty sweet. I don't know. I haven't played Last of Us, unfortunately, so I don't know if she'd be a good character for, was it Ellie, I think, in the game? Or am I confusing that with...
No, that's the character's name. I have not played through this game either.
I'm like, I don't want to confuse that with The Walking Dead, because there's a lot of characters. No, but yeah, Maisie Williams, I guess, would be the actress. So, I don't know. I liked her in Game of Thrones. So, I mean, maybe. She doesn't look like the main character, or it doesn't look like Ellie. But
makeup and hair and all that stuff can go a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder who they'll get to play the lead character in that. But, yeah, they haven't really said. I guess Sam Raimi's, supposed to be doing that. So, that's pretty sweet. Because he knows his horror.
All right.
Bruce Campbell. That would be awesome. Let's get Bruce Campbell.
No, Bruce Campbell's going to be doing the Evil Dead TV series now. Like, he's actually going to be in it.
What?
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook.
What?
Course,
There's going to be...
It could have been a troll article or something, but if I saw it on Facebook, Loki, it's got to be true. Maybe somebody in the chat room can validate.
That would be so awesome if that...
Yeah. That would be very awesome.
I'd be more excited if it was an Army of Darkness. But whatever. I'll deal with that.
Well, here's something else to get excited about. A revival of Rock Band. We've seen some hints about this, and sadly I don't have confirmation today on that. But Harmonix did send out a little survey, which through the ever lovely Survey Monkey site that a lot of people seem to use, asking how invested are you basically still in Rock Band, and how likely would you be to join in on a reunion tour? Could that be the possible theme of a new Rock Band game? Who knows? They wanted to know, how often do you play Rock Band? How often do you buy DLC? What peripherals do you have? Do you want a new game on new consoles or legacy consoles? So very curious to see what comes of this. I mean, a lot of this is probably exploratory, but it is nice to see that they haven't forgotten about Rock Band altogether. I mean, why not? That game made
I would love to see a new game because I have all the fucking peripherals, and I spent a lot of money on those peripherals.
Yeah, I think as long as there's some way to kind of convert the peripherals, I think that would really help a long way in being able to get
the only
new franchises.
bad thing though is the music probably would not be able to be ported over.
Yeah, I don't know what they'd be able to do with licensing with that. That would be tricky. RPG Fan 112 in our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com says it would be great to see a new rock band. I agree. It's taken a rest long enough. Let's bring it back for a reunion tour. I like that.
Rise from your grave.
Rise from your grave. By the way, Rama in chat says, no, not a troll article on the Bruce Campbell thing.
Yes.
There you go. Speaking of harmonics, one other quick little thing with them. Dance Central Spotlight. This is the download-only version of Dance Central that will be available on Xbox One, and it will be available September 2nd. You will need a Kinect to play this, as there is the option on the Xbox One now. It will have 10 songs with the game for $9.99. There will also be another 50 songs to choose from. Some of the... Not all at once necessarily, by the way. The songs coming out with the game. When you buy the $9.99 game, you get Avicii with Wake Me Up, Cher Lloyd with I Wish, David Guetta with Titanium, see ya, Jason Derulo with Talk Dirty, Kid Ink and Chris Brown with Show Me, Lord with Royals, because that song isn't played the fuck out, but I'll just sing the Weird Al Yankovic version and it'll be fine. One Republic with Counting Stars, Pharrell Williams with Happy, again, songs that are played out, but Weird Al made better. Rihanna with Diamonds, and Will I Am featuring Justin Bieber with hashtag That Power. Okay, I'm going to show my age here, but really, that's a song? I don't know that song. I guess I should be thankful. I guess I'll learn it.
Why does the song have a hashtag in it?
It is hashtag That Power. Unless it's supposed to be a number sign or something else, but I don't think that's the case. It's hashtag. Also available for separate downloads, so to give you an idea of some of the songs. And by the way, all these songs that are being released on September 2nd are better than the 10 that are included with the game. So Capital City, Safe and Sound. I like that song. Emily Sandé with Next to Me. Icona Pop with I Love It. You know that song, right? I think that's the theme song to Girls. I love it. I don't care. I love it. I always sing it. McDonald's. I love it. Lana Del Rey with Summertime Sadness, but the Cedric Gervais remix, which is really, really good. And the B-52s with Love Shack, which is the trump card. Random. Awesome. If you see a faded sign at the side. I need a Guana Girl here to do the proper Love Shack duet. All right, let's get to the emails. Every week you guys email us. Participate at orangeloungeradio.com is the place to send your emails. And Dark Sakura, typically she's going to be responsible for reading your emails. But since she is having a sick day, I will bear that responsibility. So let's get to it, the emails tonight. First up, AZHP says, Hey OLR crew, AZHP here. I just wanted to submit a correction of facts for a story you reported on a few weeks ago. The tournament, which banned female players for playing Hearthstone, was following the IESF, a Korean organization's guidelines. The IESF divides players into male and female divisions to emulate the divide in real sports. Because this tournament's winners would be placed in the Korean tournament, they did not want a conflict to occur if a female player disqualified a male player who could have been sent to the Invitational tournament. It was not because they wanted to protect a male player's pride. The whole rationale is still stupid, but I just wanted to present all the facts before we all jump down the tournament organizers' throats. They wanted gender division, not gender discrimination, and blocking women from playing at all. Yours truly, AZHP. I thought we had referenced that when we were originally going over the article, or at least I thought I had said, I think they did this because of the greater, the championships or whatever. I maybe forgot at the time that it was in Korea or whatever, but I think you kind of said it at the end there. It doesn't necessarily make it right. I mean, it definitely explains how it happened, but I think there's just so many voices out there that says, your cultural traditions be damned. Gaming is a universally loved thing by people of all genders, all colors, all shapes, all sizes, all sexualities, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right?
Right.
So, thank you, though, for the clarification. AZHP is also a multiple gold star recipient, so, some people I don't want to be corrected by, but AZHP, I'll take it. Just kidding. Love y'all. Y'all fantastic. Every gamer has a voice here. Next up from EA Skeezy. Hey, Orange Lounge. I'm glad you guys had fun on your weekend off. Me too. In your personal opinions, what was the greatest video game-based movie ever made? I personally think Silent Hill was pretty dang cool. Keep gaming. EA Skeezy, straight out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Meaning Milwaukee. Remember when Alice Cooper was in Wayne's World? Wayne's World was my favorite movie. Oh, wait, no, not game based off a movie. Which, by the way, it actually really sucked. What was your favorite movie based off a game?
Movie based off a game. Well, I mean, I guess Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. You know what? None of them were really good, EA Skeezy. That's the problem. We don't really have a lot of good ones.
Even if I was going to pick one that was like actually, I mean, like even, was it, what is it, the Final Fantasy, the fuck was the other one? It was the
Spirits Within? Yeah.
That wasn't too bad.
It wasn't bad. It was like not Final Fantasy at all.
It wasn't Final Fantasy.
Where was my fucking Chocobo in Spirits Within? Oh, wait. I think there was like half a frame. But anyway. My answer to the question, honestly, I know this might sound like a cop-out, but Silent Hill was also my favorite. It really was. Like, I liked the games, and I thought the movie did a pretty good job. Like, it didn't, like, blow my mind, like, awesome! But it was good enough. It was probably the best one they've done so far. Like, Resident Evil and Mortal Kombat both weren't necessarily bad.
I still haven't seen the second Silent Hill movie.
Neither have I, but it's on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, yeah,
I do have Netflix.
It's in my queue or whatever they changed it, because Netflix always got to change something. So they're changing their logo, or they're changing their layout, or they're changing Saturday service, and now they decided to change that you don't have a queue anymore. It's your list. Whatever. So that's in my list. Some answers in our chat room over at live.vognetwork.com. Tiger Claw says Mortal Kombat, without a doubt, was a pretty faithful adaptation of the game minus the fatalities. Blackwolf says it's a toss-up between Advent Children and the first Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is really the true sequel to Highlander. Connor McLeod became the god of lightning after winning the tournament and being the only one left.
Does The Wizard count as a video game movie?
Actually, I think it should. Skeezy, I'm retracting my answer and saying The Wizard. He touched my breast! That was a definitive movie.
Or Tron, even though that's more of a game based off of a movie, but
it's a good one too. Alan Alchemy in chat says Spirits Within was too Japanese and not commercial enough. It was a CGI art movie that tried to lie to people with action scenes. And I'm not hating. I love that movie, but I don't argue with anyone that hated it. There you go. Tomb Raider, some folks in chat saying. Yeah, Tomb Raider wasn't bad. Yeah, it was that same category. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like it wasn't bad because of Angelina Jolie. And she's great and a great person, and I love Angelina Jolie. You guys really makes me question my sexuality. Her and Alex from Orange is the New Black are like, I start to wonder.
Clearly,
sometimes.
the right answer is Street Fighter the movie. Said no one ever.
No, God. Oh, poor Raul Julia with that being his last movie. All right. Moving on. Next email. And this email is from Ingram AV98. I hope I said that correct. Hey, guys and gal. Well, gal's absent tonight, but we'll pass this along. This email may appear a little fragmented as I started writing it 3 or 4 weeks ago. Dope. I'm listening at the moment to you guys talk about your motivations for still working on the show all these years. This must have been after our 12th birthday show. And I wanted to say a big thank you. Oh, thank you for listening. I started listening some 7 years ago. I'd been at a low point in my life and randomly took a chance on OLR so I could try and get back into games after a 5-year hiatus. I definitely don't regret it. I will always be thankful to you guys and the community you created for reigniting that spark in me. I'm still a little behind the times now that I'm busy with real life, but you guys always manage to keep me up to date, and most importantly, I feel included and entertained. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Aw.
Thank you. I mean, seriously, you don't even understand. Like, comments like that, like, that's why we're still fucking doing this after 12 years, right?
Right.
And then even, we got to tip our hat and say a big thank you to Bobby Blackwolf as well, who's been our partner show on Sunday nights for like the past 7 years at least. He actually hit 9 years tonight. Or, well, technically it was on the 24th, but like this is the show where he's observing it, right? He hit 9 years. And I had one of those reactions where I was like, oh my God, you've been doing this for 9 years? And I was like, oh my God, I'm so old. Like I had that reaction of like when your friend is at, like when you turn 30, Loki, I was like, Loki's turning 30? Oh my God, what does that make me? That was the reaction I had when Bobby said he's turning 9 years old. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for being a supporter of the show. There is more to this email. With all the gratitude out of the way and it now being the present, I have a question. Loki, I've been keeping up to date with your game development project and contemplated doing this myself. My degree was in games design. I recently moved to Düsseldorf, I probably said that wrong, Germany, from London. And that I said right, and found it hard to find work as a web developer. So I thought about turning to mobile games development to try and generate some pocket money. What kind of time have you sunk into the project so far?
Well, I've been working on it whenever free time I have, which is not a lot since the beginning of March. But that includes like research and just kind of, I don't know. It's not like, I don't know. Like a lot of it's just thinking about it or like, just researching stuff is a lot of my time spent because, there's some nights, like last night, I had my computer open. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to rewrite, this helper script that I have for my primitives to, I have it for my changing colors of, the materials and stuff because I use the vector or the vertex colors. So I had to rewrite everything from the way I was doing it before. And I was just too tired to do it, so I just stopped. But I'd say I don't know, like 4 months now. I've been working on it. But it's of those 4 months, maybe a couple hours a day, or an hour a day. I'm always thinking about it, but actually getting time to work on it. Like on a good day, I might work on it my work breaks and lunch, which would be an hour and a half. So that's about it. And how much of that time am I actually productive? Very little.
But you're learning a lot, and I think it's good. I'm really glad we're getting these emails because I know you've talked a lot about the project, and you don't. I mean, with all due respect, you have nothing to show for it yet, so it's just a lot of talk, right?
Yeah, it's just
which is fine. I mean, making games is hard, but what I like about this is that you're also one of the more critical guys on the show. So it's nice for you to feel the pain a little bit because I feel like it's going to bring a whole new perspective to some of the games you talk about in the future.
Well, I like it gives me a better understanding of things because I can look at something and see how they do it and kind of like, okay, that's how they're doing this or that's why they did it this way.
I love too that some of like our industry friends, like people that actually do the game design stuff for a living, like our buddy at Crystal Dynamics, Tim, was giving you advice on Twitter.
Yeah, because like,
I thought was great.
Because I was asking about like I was trying to get my shader to look a certain way and I was trying to figure out how to render something so it looked a certain way. And, you can't put that in the Google. You can't say, like, how do I render something to look like something like this and have it make sense? I didn't know the terminology for what I was looking for, to do a search on it. And it was ambient occlusion, which sadly I'm probably not going to be able to do because that's a Unity Pro thing and it's screen space. But
when you make all the oodles of money from this project, you'll be able to buy it for your next project.
Probably when I launch a Kickstarter, I'll be able to pay for that. But, because unfortunately, I'm probably going to do that just to pay for software. But not until it's almost done, of course. But, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fees you got to look for, even starting a company and, like, registering trademarks.
Sure. That's
like about $1,000 in itself right there.
Sure.
And
Vogue is a company now. You know that?
The taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, have you registered a trademark for Vogue?
I don't think.
That's about $1,000.
That's a Bobby question. I don't
think you. Yeah.
I don't think it is trademarked. Actually.
But, it's trademarked.
That doesn't mean you're gonna. I will wreck you if you steal it.
No. It's trademarked because you can use it as a trademark, but it's not a registered trademark, which is different. So I have to register a trademark for my company name and for which I already have picked out, and my game name, which also I already have picked out, and then just probably licensing music is going to be the hardest thing because right now I've been working off of free Creative Commons.
That's smart
music.
Though to reach out to those artists directly, and because a lot of them would just love the exposure. I mean,
a lot of it's just Creative Commons music, and I have a weird eclectic mix of music right now.
All right, we're tangenting.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. There's another question here, too. That's the reason why I want to bring us back, because the other question is, and you've kind of answered this already, but just if there's anything you want to add, the other question from Ingram AV98 is it purely a passion project, or do you consider it a viable source for a trickle of income?
Well, it's definitely going to be a trickle of income, and I think it can be a source of income. It's just probably the way I should have done it is done a bunch of really small projects first to
Right.
have that income coming
Isn't
in.
that what Bobby told you to do?
Yeah,
Start
fuck
small.
that. But the problem is, it's so boring. It's so boring. Yes, I know. His advice was to remake like Pong or something like that, and to learn how to use Unity.
I get that. Yeah,
which
I get that.
that makes sense. And I have no problem knowing how to use Unity right now. If that's okay, but like to make small games, because the way that people make games on the app stores now, it's like you make a game that people like and they'll pay 99 cents to buy it or something, or you make a bunch of free-to-play games and you reskin the shit out of it and you keep uploading it as a different game. And yeah, that sounds kind of lame, but that's how you kind of make money, because you got to people to download it in order to get ad revenue, and even ad revenue is just not that great. So it's just small things so that you have stuff out there so you can make some sort of money. But yeah, I'm hoping to make some sort of money. Is it going to replace my daytime job? I hope it will, but I don't think it's going to.
Oh, you'll find out, because of, unfortunately, we talked about a few weeks ago, the whole layoff thing. You're going to have a little time in between job hunting to work on this project. So
Well, I have the kid at home, so I don't know if it's going to be that much time.
It's true, a full-time parent. All right, anyhow, to finish out the email, that's it for now. I'm sure I'll be back with more emails in the future. Sorry I can't listen live. I did try a few times, but it's just too late for me. I know you guys over there on the other side of the pond, it's too damn late for you guys, but I mean, in order to do a show for you guys at the quote-unquote right time, we'd have to be here at noon on a Sunday, which is, it like kills the weekend, you know? So, sorry guys, but that's why there's podcasts. That's why you get into the podcast. Before I forget, the whole Xbox Games with Gold thing, I checked into it, and you only have to stay subscribed with Xbox One to keep your games. For 360, you can still keep your games once you end your subscription, or at least that's what I read. Last time you talked about it, the latter part was in question. Cheers.
Well, I still have a subscription through next
my
year. So.
My 360 is still sitting over there unplugged and unloved, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I do have like I still have like $60 worth of money on the Xbox account that I don't know what the fuck to buy on it. So I need that DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5 to come out already.
All right. Loki, I bet before we get into our next story, we're talking about the mobile games and all that stuff. I bet you wish you had thought up of Kim Kardashian Hollywood Adventure, right? Do you know how fucking big that game is? It is that is like the new like Farmville, Flappy Bird.
It's because
is fucking Kim Kardashian.
It's
Hollywood.
because it's a perfect center between, you know, trendy people like Kim Kardashian, so they'll play her game, and then there's people that hate Kim Kardashian and want to play the game to be ironically funny,
right?
And then they end up getting addicted to it.
I remember at the last big E3 in 2006, Paris Hilton was hawking something like that. Paris Hilton's Jewels game or something. It was just like a Bejeweled clone with Paris Hilton. That did not take off for her like this fucking Kim Kardashian.
Well,
stuff
it's because people are being ironically funny with it. It'll blow over. I mean, what? It only came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So
well, they already have clones out there on the marketplace too, of course.
We have clones of that.
Yeah,
who's a clone
like
of?
Hollywood Starlet or something like that. Is some clone.
Gilbert Gottfried's Hollywood.
That I'd play.
I don't think you're good enough to be on the A-list yet. You need to make some more movies.
Why? I'm surprised they don't have. If we were going to see a clone, it would have been Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffin's
The
life on
scene-
the D list. No, that would be something. All right. Speaking of life on the D list, it's time to get to the FUs of the week, because sometimes we're feeling pretty D list.
Oh, this is bad. Here is justice. Here is punishment. This is fucked up.
It reminds me of when everybody was playing Sorority Life on Facebook. Remember that? It was like one of the first big Facebook games.
I try to block all those games on Facebook.
Right.
I seriously, the only time I've ever played a game on Facebook. Well, I'm sorry. There's 2 times I've played games on Facebook. Number 1 was to play the stupid duck game to get these explosive ducks in Crackdown 1. That was the first one. Number 2 was to play the stupid garage sale game for Ready Player One, and I regret all that time spent on that game. It was fucking terrible. And had I known what the last challenge was, I wouldn't have even bothered.
I had friends that were hardcore into Sorority Life, like making spreadsheets and shit. It's crazy. Anyway, sorry, Loki. FU's of the week.
Actually, funny enough, it just reminded me of it. FU to myself for my cut of that song. Because in the very beginning there, it's actually a quote from the movie Punisher. It cuts off because I couldn't get like forget the lines like I am justice, I am something, I am, and then it just didn't sound right. But yeah, so F you that.
My FU of the week goes to those fucking hiccups I had at the first half of the show. My God. Like, imagine somebody's listening to the show for the first time this week, and they're like, who are these two amateur clowns? How have they not been canceled after 12 years?
Because no one can cancel us. We're our own show.
That's
Who's
right.
going to cancel us?
That's right.
We make no money.
We'll show you cancellation. There it is.
What, we're going to make less money?
That's right. I think I need to pay the bill to keep VOG running, by the way. I think that's due. All right. Let's get back into some more gaming news. And then your calls coming up in just a little bit, about 5 minutes away from your calls at 1-877-GAME-OLR or our username on Skype, OrangeLoungeRadio. But first, Loki.
Speaking of less money, what's less than free? Well, nothing, unless they give you money. But EA is not going to give you money to play The Sims 2, but you can play it for free. And the way you can do that, and this is by July 31st is when this runs out, you can actually go on Origin and redeem a code that is for The Sims 2, and I can't remember it. It's like something, I love The Sims or something. Yeah, it's I love The Sims, and I-love-the-Sims. And it will redeem a free copy of The Sims 2 Ultimate Collection. Now, you may remember we talked a little bit about them giving out free copies for if you had an original copy of The Sims 2. I don't think they wanted to deal with people calling them to redeem that, so they just said, fuck it, you know what? We're going to advertise this to kind of get some interest for The Sims 4 that's coming out in a couple months, so... The Sims 2 Ultimate Collection for free through Origin. I love The Sims. That's what you have to put in. Redeem product code. Yes, you do have to install Origin, but you know what? I did it for Titanfall, so whatever.
Yeah, probably a lot of people have having to give up and install Origin.
And it wasn't as evil as I thought it was. But I'm not buying anything on that store. But it's not like the devil on my computer or anything.
Yeah, Origin's not as awful as it was when it first came out. They are giving away the free games, which does like enhance its value a little bit, but give you a reason to install it. But I don't know. Yeah. I'm still not like, ooh, this is a must-have thing. I'm always just kind of like, why does everybody have to have their own fucking thing? Like, why can't we just make a contract with another company? Everybody's got to have their own thing. And I get everybody wants a piece of the pot and the money, but it's like, can't we just have like 3 or 4 big ones?
You know what, though? I'm totally cool with them having their own thing. Yeah, it's a little lame that they have games exclusive to it, but at the same time, I'm glad they do have another storefront because it is more competition.
Yeah, no,
it drives the prices down.
That is good, but you still have Desura, GOG. I mean, there are other a Humble store now.
Green Man Gaming, yeah.
All right. Fifth Dream in chat says game services are always awful till people get tired of bitching about them. I also haven't tried to play Mass Effect multiplayer in a very long time, and that's the thing that always pissed me off about Origin. Like, it was so redonkulous how Alan and I being in the same house couldn't connect to multiplayer matches without like waiting for Jupiter to be aligned with the second moon of Saturn. Like, it's just like ridiculous.
And the best part about The Sims 2 is they didn't remove pools, and I think there are still babies in this, so you can.
Yay, drown all the toddlers you want.
Well, you can't do that in The Sims 4.
There you go.
I'm not saying drown toddlers, but it's separate. You have babies and drown the adults.
Kill everyone now.
Trap them in the walls.
One more story for you guys tonight, and probably a lot of you guys have seen this making the rounds on Facebook and some other forms of social media, because it's giving everybody a little case of the feels that has to do with video games. And I think a lot of you guys have heard about this story where a 16-year-old guy was playing his Xbox, and his father had passed away about a decade ago when the son was 4. The dad had brought home a first-generation Xbox that they would, play together as much as they could while the son was 4. Now, the Xbox is still something that works, and he's able to play. So the son decided to bring up on the Xbox an old game called Rally Sport Challenge, which was out in 2002. And going through the menus and starting up the game, what did he find in the game? His dad's racing ghost, essentially. And he was able to play with his dad again about 10 years after he passed away. Sorry for chopping onions over here, but I just thought, we always hear these stories about how video games are bad and all this. I like stories like this, how, wow, video games can be like this, really provide these really awesome moments like this thanks to the ghost data. Which, you think about it, I bet a lot of you probably haven't played Rally Sport Challenge, but a lot of you probably have played Mario Kart, which does something very similar. So just
imagine my ghost data. My son races against my ghost data from Forza Horizon. It crashes into the wall. Upturn, crash into the wall. Upturn, crash into the wall. Yes.
What's also interesting, though, is that he realized as he was racing he could never beat his dad, because if he passed the dad, it would replace the ghost data with his own. So he purposely loses every race so he could.
That's why you back up your data.
That's a good point. Always back it up. Hopefully he's done that by now. As the story has made the rounds, I'm sure a lot of people have given advice. I saw a really similar thing like this on Facebook once. I think it was a translated Korean cartoon or something that was about playing Animal Crossing. And I think the person who'd been playing it, their mom had passed away or something, and they logged into Animal Crossing long after the fact, and they got all these letters because the mom was playing Animal Crossing hardcore and sent like all these letters every week that the kid never read until she was gone, and went back into Animal Crossing and saw all these letters and gifts and things. It was like this really cry, sob.
God,
moment.
I've
Really,
seen
really
like
sweet.
I swear I've seen this exact same story, the racing thing, like several years ago about that someone had like a racing ghost and they did this. I don't know. I swear I've seen this before.
Just think of it, years after you're gone, Loki, Josh or Danny might find your old ZZT games.
Good, because I don't know where the fuck they are.
Or worse yet, episodes of this show.
More likely.
This is the legacy that we're leaving behind, Loki.
So this is why you weren't home every Sunday? Daddy, why aren't you coming with us? I'm going to work, Josh. That's what I tell him every week.
You call it's work?
Well, I start calling it the radio show because my mom, or his mom's like, it's not work. it's a hobby. When you make money from it, then it's work.
All right. There you go. That is it for our news tonight. But that means we're going to open up the Skype line. It's your turn to give us a call. 1-877-GAME-OLR, or a username on Skype, Orange Lounge Radio, all one word. Feel free to give us a call. It is open. And I'm not going to keep it open forever, though. So if you want to get through, do it now. Meanwhile, Loki, any last-minute stories? I do want to bring up one thing, because I can't believe I didn't put it somewhere else in the show, but I just realized out of Comic-Con, one of the other big things of a game that I used to be really into, not so much anymore, but Warcraft, or World of Warcraft. But this movie, going back to the roots, Warcraft, they apparently did show a clip at Comic-Con of the movie. Unfortunately, that one has not leaked to the internet. All we got was a logo. That, it's whatever. It's a logo. It doesn't look like the game's logo, OMG, but I kind of didn't expect it to, because, did Resident Evil's logo look like the game? No. Did Mortal Kombat's look like the game?
Have
maybe
those
it did,
movies
actually.
even fucking followed the storyline of Resident Evil? Because it doesn't make any goddamn sense now.
All right. Let's get on the phones. And Rama's saying we're not on Skype. Yes, we are. Watch, I'll prove it. Hi, you're on Orange Lounge Radio. Who's this?
Hi, this is Raginator.
Hey, Raginator. What's on your mind, buddy?
Not a whole lot. There is one story that I found earlier that you guys haven't covered. I'll try to make it short and sweet. Basically, later on, in around October 18th, for 24 hours, you will be able to get Payday the Heist. On Steam for free.
Wait, in October?
Yeah, specifically October 18th.
Why would they advertise it this far in advance? Because now they're going to...
No one will remember.
Yeah, well, A, nobody's going to remember. B, they're not going to sell any copies of the game now until October because everybody's going to be waiting for the free.
Yeah, well, I just discovered the story on another site. Basically, what it's saying is that there was some kind of movement on the Steam forums or whatever, where a whole bunch of people joined this Payday 2 Steam group, and petitioned the original game to be free, and they basically the publishers said, yeah, we'll make it free if a whole bunch of people will continue to join the Payday 2 Steam group, and I think
That's it. You just have to join the Steam group and you get a free game. That's
I think they want to hit the 1.5 million member mark to get quote unquote secret stuff.
Clearly, they've got another one in the works. Clearly,
yeah. But anyway, and I think slightly less than that to get the Bane mask. But anyway, yeah. Just if you join the Payday 2 Steam group and then wait for October 18th for 24 hours only. On October 18th, you can get the game for free.
All right. Well, I'm gonna help everybody out right now. So get out your little phones, okay, and hold the button down. And I'm gonna say, sorry, Android users, I got nothing for you. But for iPhone users, here you go. Hold the button down. You ready? Siri, set a reminder on October 18th to download Payday. It's free, y'all. There you go.
Yeah, I have no idea if the game's good or not, but you can't really argue with free, so...
That's right.
Yeah,
Payday's not a series
always...
I'm very familiar with, but for free, I'll check it out.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, that's the only thing I really wanted to cover. Loki already covered another story that I was going to talk about.
Which was what, quickly?
Huh?
Which was what?
Actually, I forget what the story was. I think I linked it to you, but Loki took care of it.
All right. Well, good to know he's on top of things. All right. I guess we can keep him around. All right, Ragenator. Well, set that reminder on your calendar. All right.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. You too, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. If it's free and it's on PC, Ragenator's on it. Everybody. He's on the case. So
there was actually, it was, I forget which game it was now. There's on Steam Greenlight right now. There's a game that used to be a PSP Japanese RPG that they're trying to get greenlit. And if you vote for it, that you want it greenlit, and you post on their forums that you voted, they will send you a free copy. A little gaming the system there, but free game. Who cares?
All right. We got another call. Maybe they'll talk about a free game, too. We'll see. Hi, you're on Orange Lounge Radio. Who's this?
Well, the only free games I play are on my Android phone. Oh, hi, it's Ronma.
Hi, Rama. It just wouldn't be a night on OLR without you. What's up, buddy?
Oh, the usual. I just want to get in about this whole San Diego Comic-Con thing, because you had asked earlier, why is SDCC getting all this gaming content?
Well, let's take a step back. Why don't you do Comic-Con?
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I don't have enough blood in my body to get press passes for that. It used to be easy for New York Comic Con. Now, this time, you have to fill out a 7-page form in triplicate and put down the people you want as press. When they approve your form, each person has to fill out that same form in triplicate and send it in. And somewhere at the bottom, they ask for a vial of your blood.
This is why you need an intern.
I am the intern.
Fair enough.
It's got so bad that most of the local press outlets out here don't even go to New York Comic Con for it anymore. They're like, fuck it, it's not worth it.
Ours got a real job, so I guess we have an opening.
We can just give it the Ragenator.
Maybe he's kind of working the free Steam games angle at least. All right, so what do you want to say about
it? He called on the AJS and tells us about the free anime that's available on iTunes and all that cool stuff.
There you go. Hey, you know what? Somebody's got to look out for all the free stuff. Sometimes it's hidden. So what did you want to say about Comic-Con?
Well, the reason why I say it's getting all this gaming content is, I mean, think about it. It's right there in California. All these gaming companies are like right there, so it's pretty easy for them to travel there and set up their booths and advertise. It's getting to the point where SDCC should be called SDEC, San Diego Entertainment Con, because to be perfectly honest, when was the last time you heard anything comic related come out of there?
Well, the Batman versus Superman movie, Wonder Woman's outfit. All right.
But I'm talking comic.
I get your point. Here's food for thought, though. I would argue, yeah, there's a lot of companies in Silicon Valley, and I always laugh at that whole thing where now they're talking about separating into 6 states because it won't be in the same state anymore if that crap passes. But, all these companies in Silicon Valley, yeah, sure, it's easy for them, but, very few of them went to GamerX, that's for sure, for having, all those companies in the backyard. But I guess that's a whole nother Oprah. But there are a lot of companies everywhere. I mean, you got a few out back east that do the PAX East, right? In Boston, 2K and Harmonix and stuff. And obviously Seattle, where, PAX Prime is at, is like the stronghold of Nintendo and Microsoft. So, California doesn't get everybody. I mean, we got a good chunk. We got Sony here, but we don't got everybody.
I get that, but also it's like Anime Expo. A lot of gaming companies were there too because out of the sheer convenience, So
right.
And now Comic Con is trying to pull a cease and desist because another convention is calling themselves Comic Con. They're like, we can't have that.
That's why registered trademarks are important.
Which means they're gonna piss off New York Comic Con, Baltimore Comic Con, Boston Comic Con, Philly Comic Con. Well,
Yeah.
you get the drift.
There's a lot. Black Wolf in chat pointing out Austin, Texas has a lot of companies too, hence PAX South being nearby. Yeah, that's where Gearbox is located, right? So, yeah. There you go. All right, Rama. Well, it is awfully convenient for a lot of those companies to get over there. That is true. But I just kind of feel like E3 is kind of the kickoff season where a lot of these companies kind of go around to different places and do various expos, and not even necessarily E3. I mean, with Game Developers Conference and PAX East, there's plenty of employees at companies that do a lot of these expos.
That Shillar Games World U.S. Tour 2014.
Why not? Got to sell something. All right, Rama. If there's nothing else, I'm going to let you go, okay?
Yeah, we have a surprise on Anime Jam Session. Tune in. You'll find out what it is.
Surprise?
Yep.
All right. I guess I like surprises.
Oh, you do. I know.
Am I going to like this surprise?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
you will.
All right. We'll check it out on Tuesday.
You got it, bro.
All right, later.
Later.
We'll see if we get one more call in. 1-877-GAME-OLR or our username on Skype, orangeloungeradio. Loki, any last-minute stories that you've discovered? I'll check Twitter. I don't think I saw anything coming on Twitter.
I saw really ridiculous when I couldn't tell if this was just some sort of advertisement from GameStop, but it's claiming that GameStop says that only fewer than half of their customers know that they can trade in games.
What?
or know that they... I guess, I don't know if it's trading games or if it's trading in, like, phones and tablets.
Oh, okay.
No. Here's what it says. GameStop president Tony Bartel told VentureBeat that only 40% of the retailer's customers know they can trade in their old products for in-store credit or cash. And he says even fewer know that they can trade in mobile devices like phones and tablets. I call bullshit. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
I think that's just like a way that... Did you know that you could trade in stuff and we give you really great value for your trades? It sounds like it's just like a article as an advertisement.
Tell you every time you're at the counter.
How do you not know? I mean, how would you not know? I mean, seriously. Can you not read?
Now, I would argue that more of GameStop's customers don't know that they could get more money from that game selling it on eBay or directly or somewhere else. But
I'm pretty sure that everybody knows that. Like, where did they think those used games come from? Like, they just magically appeared. Poof. The used game fairy brought more.
A wild last year's Madden approaches. What will you do?
They run away.
All right. Nobody else is calling. Any other last minute stories you want to sneak in there?
That's all I had.
All right. Well, with no other calls coming in, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up. We're a little early tonight, but that's okay. With me being a little sniffly and Jamie not being here, and clearly I'm one big cootie tonight because I keep hiccuping and all this stuff. I think it's all right for us to go ahead and throw in the towel here just a little bit early. But I don't want to wrap things up until I do remind everybody, it is an indie show. We don't make money off of it, all the joking that we do. So if you do like our show, please help spread the word about Orange Lounge Radio. Tell a friend or two about the show. Help spread the word. And if you decided, you got the whole way through this show, bless your heart, and you still thought it sucked, you know what? Support other indie broadcasters because there's a lot of hardworking independent producers out there making content. Please support our fellow indie podcasters. That is about going to do it for another episode of Orange Lounge Radio. But first, I got to check in with everybody's final thoughts. So, Loki, you have a final thought for us tonight?
I got to figure out how I'm going to squeeze in a haircut in tomorrow because I got to do that before all my customers come out for our event, and
Yeah,
also the
I'm way overdue
other
for one,
company
too.
Stuff. I meant to do it today, but then like my wife ended up leaving with Josh and them. Usually I'll do it in like free time between when she leaves and when the show begins, but she left with me like at 4:30, and then she's like, "Oh, by the way, I need you to pack Josh's lunch, and I need you to put the clean sheets on the bed because Danny peed all over the bed." So,
Yay, kids!
yeah, sorry, it's all pee and poop with these things. Literally,
That's all babies do.
yeah, and children. So there's that. But I don't know. This week will be fun.
All right. My final thought is I would like to stop having the snifflies and feel better. Kay, thanks, and I'll try to be at 100% next week, you guys. Thanks for getting through the show. I appreciate it. And thanks to all you live folks that turn out and then tune out and listen to the show. I really appreciate it. And also all our podcasties and the folks listening. And hope we helped get you through your workday or your commute this week. So that's it. We're done. We're out of here. Until next time, have a great week, everybody. And we'll see you next time here at Orange Lounge Radio. Jamie will be back next week. Oh, also next week on the show, I believe next week is the day. Oh, I got to confirm this real quick. Shoot. I would say, Loki, buy me time, but you already unplugged your mic, didn't you? You are out of here.
I didn't plug my mic.
I want to confirm this for next week because I had a date on this. Hold on. Yeah,
maybe?
we're going to have a guest here in studio, and it's next week, August 3rd. Our old friend from Orange Lounge Radio, Explicit, or Jonas, will be here. Ran into him
But will he be
GamerX.
dressed up like an NDS or a Wii Remote or something of that sort?
We're going to ask him, and he's not going to be alone. He's bringing his little posse. Maybe he'll play. Maybe he'll bring some games for us to play. I don't know, because that's what they do. They go around to anime conventions and set up games. So we're going to talk about. He's going to be doing that here locally for SAC Anime. So we'll talk about that and just kind of what all goes into making the game room. So we're going to talk about that next week. Very excited. So stay tuned, guys. We'll see you next week here at Orange Lounge Radio. Good night.
You've been listening to Orange Lounge Radio. Orange Lounge Radio is a production of OLR Studios. To join us for a live show, tune into VogNetwork.com Sunday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. The views and opinions expressed in this program do not necessarily reflect those of the staff of Orange Lounge Radio or VOG Network, but you know they were all still true. See you next week.